What is up, guys? Happy Friday Night Flicks. How's everybody doing? Gonzo, my brother, Sobek Scooter, what is up? I need to go from the top. Let me go from the top and say hey to people real quick, and I'll get us caught up. I won't get behind from the start. Crispy Critter channel member, welcome, brother. Lord Needham, Robert Douglas channel member, Lord Needham again. They've been in here chatting. Hey, man, what is up? Let's see. We got Gonzo in here, who I talked to just a second ago. Mr. Neil McKenzie, channel member. Good to see you, buddy. Robert Douglas, another channel member. Good to see you, bro. Demonoc 13 channel member, awesome, good to see you, buddy. B Shady 22, great to see you, my man. And we've got Sharp Guy, good to see you, buddy. I think that's everybody. Brand New American, cannot forget him, the man, the myth, the legend, gone awry. Let's see, scrolling, Scott, Sobek Scooter, my brother from another mother, and Gonzo is here. Abner Taylor, my best man, my brother, my main man, the Jerry of the group. So guys, a couple things I wanted to touch base with and make sure, and Patty's Potato Peelers, straight here from across the pond. How are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. I have no idea what time it is over there, but we will be here into your morning or into your evening. So, but a couple of things I wanted to make sure all the channel members do, and I'll throw the link up there in a second, is they go over sometime before later tonight. They watch those short videos I posted last week and the week right before Blade Show, and they register. Marisol channel member, what's up, buddy? And they register to win the Kaiser Mini Critical and the Syncut Actium. And then I'll talk to you all about the dilemma where I'm trying to find out where to ship this and I'm having no luck. So I'm going to need help there. And then for everybody in the chat later tonight, 2:15 in the morning, Patty, another insomniac like myself, buddy. That's a lot of times when I'm watching your content. You are welcome here anytime, and there's no telling. I might go live anytime because I sleep in little. I'm more of a chronic napper, narcolepsy maybe. But tonight I'm going to pass along to people in the chat just our random giveaway. It's going to be the Kubi Tidius or Tidius. It is a leaf blade, probably one of the best detents on a Kubi. Don't know who the designer is, but super slicey, super EDC type, small D2 blade. Yeah, I know, but it's very sharp. It's got a 17-degree edge on it by moi, and it'll be given away tonight too. And there's my buddy Steve, Mr. Scotch and Things. Welcome, bro.
What is up?
Dude, I was just going through a little housekeeping, trying to get the members to go register for the giveaway and showing what we were going to give away later tonight and saying hey to Mr. Patty Potato Peelers, our brother from across the pond. And, just getting ready to get started and see how you're doing. How was your week? Did y'all get a lot done?
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. It was a busy, hot week, so I'm glad the weekend's here.
What are you guys blowing up there, temperature-wise, in the middle of the day?
We hit 97 the other day, which isn't super. I mean, it's hot, but it's not super. But you get inside of that metal grain bin, and it's 10, 15 degrees hotter inside.
Because it's like a convection oven, I would think, inside here.
So,
dang, dude.
Dude, I've been dying to talk to you, man.
I missed it, buddy. It was tough. I was going to go live from Blade Show, but I knew that was going to provide problematic because when you go, you'll see it's like herding cats for one. Friday night, everybody went to the Kaiser dinner. I kind of stayed back. because I'd walked a buddy out to the car, or this was Saturday night. Walked a buddy out to the car who was getting ready to drive back, who was just over for the day. He'd been up in North Georgia for a week, so he was on his way back. And then I came and sat in the pit and figured everybody'd come back there. I fell asleep, man. I was sitting there talking to their and both groups of people when I woke up were like, yeah, we were watching your bag. You just look so comfortable, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the nicest people. And these are people that were just so random that I happened to meet after the second day. One of them had all these really cool fixed blades, but they were one purpose knife. They were self-defense or offensive knives, right? And he was a hand-to-hand. He was a young guy. When I say young, probably in his young 30s, but he was a hand-to-hand, not only knife combat, but boxer, striker trainer, and he did some MMA stuff, and he was a normal-sized guy. He did not look like he didn't look like he'd taken a lot of abuse. Him and his girlfriend were there. Really, really nice people. And then this other guy that I met that was watching my bag, turns out, and he was just a normal guy, but it turns out he's tactical something. I've got to find his card, and he has a YouTube channel with a lot of different sponsorships, somewhere right around 500,000 subscribers. But it's not knife as much as it is kind of tactical stuff. Gracian, how are you, buddy? What is up, Joe? Hey, let me tell you something, guys. D2, and I know Kevin has that assy butt where he can rust anything. I've, knock on wood, not had any problems, and I'm in Alabama messing with my stuff. Any kind of rust, and all I do is clean them off. You know, I basically do some low school maintenance. What is up? Drink water. So yeah, buddy, I mean, we had the best time. It was probably about 87, 88 degrees. And the only thing that sucks about Blade Show, which doesn't suck, it's just inconvenient if you like to go back and chill at your car for a few minutes for whatever reason. You can't, unless you go early, you can't park really close. You know, you're going to be a good 5-minute, 7-minute walk, which is not bad. But when you're carrying your bag and it's 2:00 in the afternoon, you're going back to kind of catch your head or whatever you're going back to do, put stuff in the car, it can just be a little problematic. But
you guys rented an Airbnb, right? You didn't stay in the hotel.
We did. Well, Vince basically just put us up. Vince is the one that hooked up the Airbnb, Simplify EDC guy. Dopey 6621, who's in the chat, he was one of my roommates, fantastic human being. And then Ethan Ruins, who I'd seen Ethan in the chat, but you never know what to expect. And he's a 19-year-old, very Americanized little Asian guy, very particular about, when he looks at a knife, the first thing he looks at is grind, looks at the blade. He doesn't, I mean, I learned that people look at different things when they're examining the knife, right? And he also, the first day he was there, before we got there, he picked up a Lamia. Is it a Laminea or a Lamia? It's a Stein grabber, Alex's knife.
The Stein grabber, yeah.
Yeah, and he had this
I just say lamina, I don't know. I know there's a letter in there I'm missing or something. It's Lamia, maybe? I have no idea.
Lamia, but we know what we're talking about, at least, because it's, A, I was very impressed with that knife, and B, he had this little sticker on it, and the sticker said, "Get fucked," and it was a clear sticker, almost like you'd put on before you got a tattoo. So, you know, he showed it to me, and then he let me handle it. A couple of days went by, and he came back and he showed it to me again. It was at breakfast one morning, because we stayed together. I was like, "Yeah, dude, you showed me." He's like, "No, it's not a sticker." He goes, "I got it etched on." I was like, "Dude, that is really cool." And the funny thing was, when we first got there, the first place he wanted to go was to Devo's booth and have Kevin hold it. And he took a picture of Kevin holding the knife saying, "Get fucked," because I guess they've had history, him and Alex. And then he, I think, got the same picture with Brian Kim, Transparent Knives. Oh. And he was just having the... But his sense of humor was so dry that you wouldn't even know that he was making jokes, right? But then I bumped into one of my highlights, and I bumped into him twice, was a Dave. I bumped into Dave a couple of times. First thing he did was put a Satu in my hand with his latest set of scales that he liked. And then he
What'd you
showed
think of
me
that?
oh, dude, I thought it was just awesome. I mean, it was, he is such a cool guy. I mean, he's a hugger too. So that was awesome. And his workmanship is impeccable. I mean, what he's
That's
able to do
insane.
is just insane, because what I was really impressed with is everything that he's done to his Project X. Because he was going to go by and show it to Rick, and I was saying, dude, do not. And he was kind of like, but I don't want him to think that I modded his knife. I was like, this is homage. I mean, you haven't done anything to the knife that shouldn't have been done when it came
Already.
out, and you don't have to say that when you show it to him, but he's done all kinds of stuff to that knife, dude. He was showing me, and
Yeah.
it blew me away. But his kindness and just the fact that he is totally legit. But bumped into people that I hadn't bumped into before, but I'd talked to on the phone for Knives Live, like Bob DeMarco, super, super nice guy. The guy who does Knife Nuts podcast,
Mm-hmm.
really, really nice guy. And then bumped into people like Chef Rocky Cordova. I never can pronounce his name. He's in the chat quite a bit sometime. Urban Woodsman, who's in here now. I'd seen him on other live streams, but we got to bump into each other and hang out. And then Sunday night was probably the coolest night, because we went over to said Stevie's Airbnb before Shane did his live stream and hung out with Forrest, SLR, Bearded Doom, Sharif, Joe, Lancelot Leather, Joe's wife, who's wonderful too and very patient. And then, God, I'm going to leave people out. I'm trying to think of the group that was just outside before I go inside, because Grateful Panic is dying of COVID during all this. But oh, dude, he's curled up, and people are avoiding him like the fucking plague. But I'm trying to think.
He was. Oh, so he didn't stay. He was at the show and got sick, or he got.
Yeah. Like, we're driving to the show Saturday, and he's like, my throat's kind of shitty, And when we were there, we weren't walking around as much together, because we were just like, the day that I hung out with Jared, you have to be on the move to hang out with Jared, because he's going so far. So the day I walked around with him and Kara for a little while, we get separated. So I saw him Sunday night. He came back to the room, or to the Airbnb, Saturday, and then left Sunday morning. But by Sunday night, I thought they'd all gone to Saturday nights, when he didn't go to the dinner at all. He didn't go to the Kaiser dinner. I thought he did. He was on the couch when we went over there for Shane's live stream Sunday night. He was curled up on the couch dead, and he came back here, rode back with me Monday, and he hadn't gone. He went back to work yesterday.
He went back to work yesterday?
Yep.
Oh, I guess it's been however. So you just had the hot box at home with him in the car.
Oh, dude, I had him just leaned up. I had the air conditioning on like 60, trying to keep everything knocked down, But yeah, but he had a rough time, man. I was worried about him, because I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what it was, but I know that he wanted to be having a good time, and he was he was not having a good time. He was having just the opposite of a good time. He was having a shitty time. But I don't know if you ever met Snuzz Nuzz. He's not in the chats as much as he used to be, but Snuzz Nuzz is one of the most interesting, unique human beings. Last year, and he hiked the Pacific. What's it called? The PN.
I watched some videos on the Pacific.
He went from Mexico.
One of the three major trails, right?
He went from Mexico to Canada, to the border.
Yeah, Pacific.
So he did it for the whole 6-7 months it took him and his group. And during Blade Show last year, said Stevie picked him up at the trailhead and dropped him off at another trailhead after Blade Show, and after driving for 3 days. I mean, dude, totally dedicated. But when you meet him, he's like in this Pacific Crest Trail. Thank you, Marisol. But he is like this state of zen. I mean, he is so just low key. edibles all the time. Everything's good. Nothing's going to bother me, man. You can't shake me no matter what kind of guy. I mean, just the most warm, fuzzy. And then we had Cue Ball. It was his birthday, maybe the day before. He was there. Just a ton of people. And then all the people I met, it's too many to name. But I'm saying it's a great way to spend your weekend. And I didn't look at, there's so many booths from stuff like Vero, Strider that I didn't see. I did not buy one thing while I was there. I would get on the floor planning to, all right, I want to see at least a third of this floor. And then you start walking and you inevitably run into somebody, like we'll say Jody at Big Red. And you're kind of walking now a different direction because they're going to look at something. And then when you get to where they're going, you usually say bye because everybody's running around. And then you're kind of off your game. And then you kind of walk back to where you were and you bump into somebody else. So for me, it was all about people. And what I wanted to do that I didn't do either, that I neglected, was connect with like River's Edge Cutlery, some of the stores that I buy from a lot. You know, I connected with TRM, but I didn't connect with them on a way like, if you ever wanted me to show knives, you know, I'd love to show them. I'd love to see them first, send them back to you. You know, I usually do reviews right away. You know, I'm not going to sit on your stuff. Kind of have those conversations, but did not have the first one. I mean, because it was just, you get so caught up, at least I do, in the fact that you're meeting these people that recognize you, that tell you who they are. You realize they're in the chat. It's just overwhelming. Ed Harrison, fantastic human being, hung out with him. Bumped into Choir Boys, Scab and Joe. One afternoon, bumped into Casey and his daughter, Ashlyn, is it? That his daughter's name? She was helping him work the table. You know, it's just, it's really overwhelming because there are probably, I think this year they estimated about 38,000 people that came through there those 3 days. And it doesn't seem that crowded. I mean, it doesn't seem that overrun with people. But, you know, it's pretty, there were a lot of tables, and that's how you can tell who's really successful. Devo had a great show. Their little 10 by 10 was always covered up with people. EMP, EDC, they always had people, you know, that were getting service, not just talking, that were, you know, talking about knives, trying to transact on knives, right? And it was just, it could be totally overwhelming if you go into it and you're looking for a couple of knives and you don't have kind of your plan on when you're going to get there, how you're going to get there. I could see how it would not be an enjoyable thing. But not looking for anything and just being there for the ride was absolutely fantastic. Joe Isabella, you have a great night, buddy. Grandpa duty's the best duty you could be called for, man. We'll be here when you get done.
Real quick, Marisol had a question I saw. He asked me why I keep my my Rask in a slip. I started putting it, like when I first got my first Rask, it was just like, you know, like such a nice, delicate, like knife. And I always wanted to have it on me, but I wanted to carry other knives too. So I found I could put it in a slip, throw it in the pocket, and it wasn't getting banged around with like keys or up against another knife or something. Since my other one is upstairs right now, and I don't carry that one in the slip, and it just shows more wear. Like, this knife's been carried and used, but it still looks like,
and that's
brand
a gentleman's
new.
size knife.
Yeah, I mean, it's still all my knives are kind of packed away right now.
Was it like, 3 1/4 inch blade?
There's an SMF. What would someone here? I've got a Chris Reeve.
Well, when I think gentleman, I'm thinking more of the shape. So it's a thinner knife. Yeah. It's an elegant knife. Think of a traditional, a slip joint gentleman's knife, but on the larger size.
Yeah, because like here's a Chris Reeve large 31, and so they're pretty close in size.
Yeah. Did you have to
Here's a
have that
small.
slip made for it?
That's a small. That's that beard and owl. I just yeah. I mean, you go. It was like $50. That beard and owl.
Right,
It's
but did you have to
lined.
give them? Did you have to give them dimensions, or did you just buy
No, I just picked. I saw someone else had one in the group. So I just went to their website, and I think it's the medium, and you pick your leather color, your stitching, but I don't. The tolerances are tight, and I don't know. Yeah,
man Soul Brand leather? And I need to be showing these people that I met over there that were really, really cool. Y'all carry on. You keep having your conversation while I try to find and don't close out our chat here.
So yeah, I originally started carrying in a slip just so I could always have I just liked the knife, so I wanted to always have it on me. And if I had other crap in my pockets, I wasn't gonna get it all dinged up unnecessarily. But my other one I carry without a slip, and ano's wearing on it, and it just shows more wear is all. The ano does wear pretty quick on the Grimsmo stuff compared to other ano stuff I've had. It just kind of fades and gives it some character.
Well, I watched somebody work with leather, and there's some pictures from the show. And this is, are y'all familiar with Soul Bound leather? I'm about to come back to
heard of it. I was just dying to see, like, to talk to you and see how the show was, because like after talking with like Dave and stuff last year, like I want to go so bad, and I want to go and I want to buy stuff because I think there would be so much cool stuff. But one, I don't like waiting in line. I'm not going to be one of those guys. You won't wait in a lot of
lines. It's more of a frantic thing.
Is it? I don't want. Yeah, like I saw. What were people like camping out for a day or two?
That was just to get in. That was to get in for early bird. So that's a picture of her at the show. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I can't. But she makes really cool stuff.
Oh, like push dagger sheaths and stuff?
Yeah, any kind of sheath. She makes, I was just going to show, this was her booth. A lot of watch straps that are really cool, high end, but slips. But the reason I was asking is usually they're like 3 different sizes that they have. But
I think he's got a small, medium, and large.
But I want to, if people aren't familiar with her, she's not Joe, but she is in the community. She is very, very friendly. She is very, very talented. She was working, kind of showing off what she does and how she does it while she was there. But I mean, her quality is, dude, it's nothing short of pretty much amazing. But these are just all different exotic slips. But most of those are for bigger knives.
Yeah. Does she do custom order, or is she just kind of
absolutely? No, she absolutely does custom stuff, and she said that her books are open. But dude, that's extravagant when I look at it. I mean, I wouldn't want anything like that, but I think takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And the iPhone and watch straps that she does are really cool. The iWatch, I would have liked to have gotten an iWatch strap. And that's, I'd watched the video on her a couple of weeks ago, but that's her favorite thing to do because it's something kind of new.
The watch straps?
Mm-hmm. The watch straps. But so you bump into people that aren't necessarily knife people. And I think our brother God, Jason Grant's going to jump on here in a little while and show us what he's been doing. And I'm looking forward to it because I know he's doing some really cool stuff with some little small J-Cals, and I am wanting to see how they are progressing.
Did he go to Blade Show?
No, he didn't. He didn't. I took a J-Cal to show people when I was over there, but I only have kind of two funky ones that I picked out. And what he's getting ready to do, they're still going to be very unique into how he finishes them, but they're going to be a little bit more standardized in the size, where you can get a 5-inch, you can get a 6-inch, and you can still choose how you want the blade to be, but it will be a little bit. He was bummed out that he couldn't get me one to take over there and show. We'll put it that way, because I think they're going to be a huge hit. I'll tell you what I got in the mail today. It was kind of the last step. I would say the last step, but when I got this in the mail today, I was waiting. I'd gone to get a different knife. I didn't know that I could still find this knife in this configuration at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I thought these had been long gone, because this is low drag jack, the Jack Wolf.
Oh, you finally got one?
I did. I got one today, and before this one hit the house, dude, I had the one that I originally went to get inbound. So I'm going to have two of these now, but I spent a lot of time with Ben over at the booth. And did you see what his Blade Show surprise was?
No. Is that the knife Kevin showed last night?
Yeah.
Briefly, like
it's what
Jared,
right? If you've seen Jared's video, it's the #1 gentleman's knife. Not something like this is not up for debate. Yeah, it's what it is think of Pena in a way, but then think of how Jack Wolf's done everything. So it looks just like the sharpshooter Jack in terms of the body style, but it is called the Gunslinger. And so it has a front flipper, which is cool. But what makes it really cool is it's got nail necks that run up each side. And you can flip that thing effortlessly. And because it's that deep hollow grind S90V, the ting that it makes is out of this world.
So, I mean, is it still a slip joint?
No. But he even did things like, instead of it just having a back spacer, he has a full back spacer that when it's open, it looks like a spring.
Okay.
So he did things aesthetically to make it. And one thing that's really cool about it that I meant to say about the that Jared really loved about it in his video is it has a clip. So it's got a titanium clip. So let's say you get one in white carbon fiber. It'll have maybe a purple clip and a purple back spacer. But let's say you're like a lot of people, like Ben says he is, and you don't want to carry it in your pocket on a pocket clip. You want to carry it in a slip. Each one comes with a clip delete kit, which is a little piece of the same color titanium as your back spacer to match, that you can remove that clip. You do have to take the knife apart because he doesn't like external screws. So you take the knife apart, you remove the clip, you put in this little titanium piece, and then he had them both on the table. And if you watch Jared's short video, it'll show you how he's done it. Just really well thought out. But for him to do a non-slip joint right now, I think it just flipped everybody at the show out.
I mean, he's been doing this for over a year now, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's
been planning it for. There's Jason Grant. He's coming in early, guys. What's going on, Jason?
What's up?
Can you hear me, buddy? It looks like you're muted, my friend. No, you're not. Say something.
Jacob, I kind of agree. Like, I don't know why he wouldn't. Does he not tell people who's making them because he's afraid of other people going to
That's the
that
only
maker?
reason. I think that's
Is
the
that
only reason. And out of
and saying
courtesy
make?
for them, it was something that was, it's not just him not wanting to say. There's some reason, I forget why, what the logic was for them, for him kind of protecting them too. And because he won't tell even his best friends. We've asked. And people have, they'll see something that makes them think it could be this company, but then they've never seen this company do anything like this.
Like, is he like I so he doesn't want like people going to that company asking them to make slip joints like his, or
I don't know if it's that or if it's the company said we will enter in this with you, but we don't. I don't know what
because they don't want to be inundated with
I think it could be as simple as
a little
that.
both.
That there's I don't know what the entire reason is, but I know that it's he's very, very quiet about it. And I don't think it's to keep other people from necessarily using them or critiquing them or whatever the case may be. I think it's just for whatever reason they don't talk about it.
What's funny is it's not funny.
Jason's
Like someone
back.
said
Let's
his
see if
knife a month thing, and I
give me a
heard
thumbs
like
up when you want me to bring you in, buddy.
you and Pocket Metal talking like GEC. Like I look like I'm a member of the DLT Insiders group, so I know when there's gonna be like drops at DLT. So I'll go and look like a minute or two after,
Jacob,
and they're gone.
Aberdeen Blades. Oh, I know. I did the same thing this last drop, except I'd miss it by 15 minutes.
15.
And then because I had my alarm set and I'd be in a meeting and come back and they were gone. Can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah.
I hear you great. How have
Okay,
you
hold
been,
on.
dude?
Give me 1 sec. I'm grabbing something.
Take your time.
Eee.
OMG. Dude, since before Blade Show, you and I have not talked. I've not talked to you to see what you've been up to. And those are 5 inches, right?
5 inches like this, and then this is a 6.5.
Oh,
These
dude.
aren't done. This is like early into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but oh my God, dude.
Another battle bar.
So see, they've all got the same flexibility in the way that you get them finished out in terms of the blade when we were talking about them earlier, but they're just smaller and that is awesome, dude.
They got the full frag. The 5-inch ones have the full frag.
And you're making some little, what I call the little grippers.
Yeah. Yeah, like kind of like this one.
Yep.
What else? What's
up, Shane?
Hi.
Shane.
I've been liking these guys, this shape.
Yeah, that's like my what did we decide that was called? Like a pook, something with a P?
I don't know.
Because we were talking about that. Yeah, I like that shape too. It's just like belly only, right? It's like from your fist to belly.
Yeah, these aren't done.
Beautiful.
These are like, I'd say 80% ground, if that makes sense.
Well, let's you and I have a conversation tomorrow because I definitely want one like that. But it doesn't have to be, I'm kind of understated, dude. But I do want Ultim because I want to see that coffin or something that's transparent.
Ultim, yeah, we'll use Ultim.
And yeah.
What is Ultim?
Okay, so it's like it's basically like super high-end G10. It's super heat resistant. Like when I work with this compared to like G10 on my grinder, it's like takes a lot more to heat this shit up. G10 will tend to start to melt on you if you run it too long, or if you use like a worn out belt. This stuff
Sharif is using
does it only come in one color?
So I actually am gonna they make Ultim in almost like that smoke gray. I'm gonna get some of that. It's
When
like
I first heard about Ultim was when the vape game. So I was back 6 years ago. I was real into YouTube videos and vape, and you would see the tips were made of Ultim. And just for the
that's
reason
cool.
Jason said, I think it conducted heat so much less that it would keep your lips cooler while you were
Yes,
vaping on higher output devices.
correct. Yeah, it handles the heat way better. At least when you're making it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how it was marketed to the vape industry because it was not cheap. The material is very high.
Yeah,
Cost.
it is expensive. It's it's so for like a 12 by 12 sheet of it, it's like $50. A sheet of G10 that big is like $12.
Dr. Drew, what's up, channel member?
Kyle Coonley, the SMF is holding up great. I fucked up the tip, the special tip that you running across some metal by accident. It's rotated out of pocket right now. I've been carrying, the last 2 days I've been carrying this SMF, but I've been carrying the Demco 8020, but the SNG you did for me is still in pocket and holding up fantastic.
I bumped into Andrew somewhere really weird, and I forget where it was. We talked for a second, but it was not at the booth. I did go to their booth.
See, I would want, that's what, I would want to go, and the addict in me would want to buy something, but I don't want to wait in line, or it doesn't. And then, but I'd also want to just walk around and look at stuff and talk to people. I'd rather, I like to talk to people. I like to socialize, and I would, like you were saying, you would bump into someone or getting the chance to finally meet someone face to face.
And think about this, like the two guys that I mentioned that I bumped into at the pit that I had no association with. Everybody there is there they're kind of like us. They're like us. Why else would you come to Atlanta, subject yourself to $15 parking, and go hang out at the Blade Show all day?
Yeah.
And most people are there for more than one day. So it's just a great place to be. I mean, I was in a position where I was waiting for a check to hit that hadn't hit. So I had money. I could spend money, but I was going into it not wanting to get anything. And since I've gotten back, I've grabbed two things I didn't need to get. But if I'd have had that just cash, I know exactly what you're saying, Steve. I would have felt like I needed to spend it while I was there.
Yeah.
And what I've learned and what I've heard people say, and that I totally agree with, is you should walk around unless you're there to get something that's rare, that you're not going to have a chance to get later, which is not that often that you're going to find stuff like that. I mean, usually most of the stuff that you're going to end up buying are things that you see, that you like, and that you buy. But I would say you've got to walk by those things the first time you walk into a room. If you see it, they've got a few of them. You don't want to just start buying things because you're getting exposed to amazing stuff. You need to walk the room, get a feel for all the amazing stuff, and then come back and decide where you want to vote with your cash, right?
So
you can get easily overwhelmed.
Inventory since it's a bigger show? Because I know California Custom Knife Show, people sell out in the first
right away.
10 minutes of the door opening, and so if you were there for one maker, you're kind of boned. But
it was very rare, but there were a couple. Oh God.
Or what was the thing that you were most either surprised by or excited to see, or maybe a knife that you might not have liked, but then once you saw it in person, or what?
Yeah. It's definitely, there's a knife, and I've got it on video, and let me find them on Instagram, because it's Something Works, WORX knives, but it's not It's some unique name, and it's nothing that I would have bought, but I stood in front of their table thinking if I had, hey, Out of Wind, if I had $245, what's up, Gonzo, in my pocket, I would buy this without a freaking doubt. And Bearded Doom got one. They are these fixed blade, Warncliffe knives, and unlike almost every every fixed blade that you see there that's kind of overbuilt, made, to be an outdoor fixed blade. This was, I want to say it was S35 VN or S45, and they were thin. So it wasn't like kitchen knife thin, but it came down to a very, very slicey edge. So it wasn't as much of a outdoor. It had carbon fiber handles, like the Lava or the Arctic or several other cool carbon fiber handles. And it was just, and I'll find them in a second, but it's the one knife that since I've left, I've thought about several times. And since I had the cash hit that I wasn't, that didn't hit before the show, I thought about reaching out to them and seeing what they still have left, what they didn't bring back. But there were a couple of frustrating things that I didn't witness that happened that I think need to be talked about. And I think it comes down to, and I'm sure you'll hear other people talk about it because they know more. They were kind of affected by it firsthand. But little booths that would have Knife Center or somebody else come and buy all their stuff.
Knife Center is notorious for that.
And once they buy all their stuff, there's really no need for them to be there anymore. And then a lot of people are like, there was one case where, and I think it was Puerto Rican with a Knife. I think it was his video that brought that to my attention yesterday that he put up for Blade Show. Because he was in a same exact situation with somebody doing it right, but he got screwed by it because he wanted to get a, God, why do I always go blank on the Tuscaloosa knife maker who makes the killer knives? The 3.5 just came out. He's in Alabama. Got like a little tattoo looking thing on his box. Who is it? Somebody help me out. Who's the knife maker in Tuscaloosa, Alabama? Everybody loves it. It's one of McNeese. Thank you, Stephen Clare. The man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Clare.
He seems like a super nice guy.
He is a super fantastic nice guy. I talked to him for a long time. He doesn't even care I'm an Auburn Tiger, but super nice guy. But now I forgot where I was going with McNeese. Well, I wanted to bring him up. Right. So he has a McNeese 3.5 Tonto, and that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason that Puerto Rican with the Knife. That was his one grail that he wanted to get while he was there. So he went right to the booth. He didn't get in on early bird, and he only had 10 for each day, and they were sold out. And so Puerto Rican with a Knife realized that he was the type of maker that you want to see that has 10 more for Saturday, 10 more for Sunday, that people can come see and buy. They're at the show those days. And the problem for Puerto Rican with a Knife, which he understands, but he was like, is there any way I can buy one of those from you or pay you a deposit on one of those and have you ship it to me or anyway, because that's the whole reason I came and I'm not going to be here tomorrow. He's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. So I can see how it works both ways, but I think the people that will just sell, but I can't blame a small business. You don't know if Saturday and Sunday are going to be productive for you.
See, because I think Dave got his McNeese on Sunday late in the day. I mean, that's how much he was. I mean, McNeese was popular, but I think he's gotten more popular over the last year to where Dave was able to go late on a Sunday last year and pick up, a 3.5. Do you talk to Puerto Rican with a Knife? I don't know him.
Tell him to hit up. He's one guy I wanted to meet while I was there, but didn't get a chance to. And then I learned from his video that he only stayed for that one day. He was only there Friday.
If anybody in the chat knows him or
I know how to
I've
get
never
in touch
spoken
with
to
him. I
him.
can
I don't
reach
know
out to him. I'm in a chat
Just
group or a.
hit him. Have him hit up Scott Whittingham, Scotty over at USA Made Blade. Scott Whittingham.
Yeah.
Is it Whittingham? Whitey? Dude, I mean, I've talked with him online, but he'll have him. He can call USA Made Blade or email him, and because they're a small knife shop, but he's in with McNeese, and he's kind of got like a list. If you're not like a dick, like just say, hey man, look, I went to the show. Explain what happened, because he gets drops from McNeese all the time, and he'll keep some back every once. I'm not saying he's going to hook him up or anything, because
No. That would be whatever.
Scott is that kind of guy that is nice and genuine and will maybe see what he can do or keep one back next time he gets a drop from McNeese. So,
but Jason, back to what you were saying. I'm sorry, dude. My squirrel brain just went off. I definitely want to get with you and get one coming this way. A little mini gripper or some kind of your interpretation of a mini gripper.
Yeah, for sure.
Skippy Dawson, what's up? Go ahead, buddy. You talk through my hellos.
Yeah, no, you let me know what kind of grind you want, and then I'll do it. Just like kind of like one of these dudes. This dude's not finished. None of these knives are finished yet.
Are they sold yet?
A couple are, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I do them in like, kind of like, I go through and I do all the grinds, like one grit. So I'm just doing them all, and then I change my belts and then go through. You know what I mean? I have like a little, trying to be more efficient, so to speak, Man. The last thing I'll do is like, clean up the flats and all that if they're going to be, more satiny, or if they're going to have like the more battle worn look,
We need to look at what the cost of getting you over there on a small table would be, and see what you would have and sell to make it worth your while. I think it would be, after looking at everything that I saw over there, and I only saw, I'm going to say 60% of what was there, because I'd get so sidetracked. And those are just thinking of ones that I wanted to see, like Vero, that I didn't even walk by. And I've been to that room before, so I knew exactly where he was. Liang Ma, didn't see him, knew exactly where he was. So I'm thinking I probably saw maybe 60%. But nice. I did not see anything that you're not doing, I think, much better. Now, I did see like that Nudge by Nudge, but he does a lot of small ones, just small little drop points, very similar. I think I've sent you his Instagram before. He's one of the guys who's kind of like Jacob Creates, who focuses on those little small fixies, but they're very plain, right? They don't have the personality that yours have. And I just know that yours would be, people would flip out if they walked by and saw them.
Yeah, but speaking of the drop points like these, I'm actually going to make about, I don't know, a few of these. This size, I'm going to make you bigger. The 5-inch ones, I'm going to make with this blade shape. I really like this blade shape.
I do too. I mean, it's very functional. That's the one, the first J-Cal that I got was that one.
Yeah, and then so also these are all 80 CRV2. I'm going to be doing some in what did I get them cut in? S35 VN, and then I'm just going to make 10 5-inch and 10 6.5-inch in Magna Cut, just because everyone loves Magna Cut right now. But the blade stock on all the ones I do that are stainless is quite a bit thinner than this. So when I do the stainless ones, those are usually more for like more like slicey, slicey type EDC.
Applications, not beating the hell out of as much.
Right, exactly. And these are more like, kind of thrashing around, going camping, throwing in your toolbox, center console. You know what I mean?
Right. They've
Maybe a
got more of that
battle belt.
lateral strength.
Yeah.
And they're going to be thicker.
Yes. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm going to make some in stainless. These little 5-inch ones came out pretty rad, dude. Like the size and everything. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on these ones.
Buddy, you have no idea how stoked I am on those, because I've decided that is exactly my optimal size is 5 inches.
Yeah, this is it. It's
and
small.
To your handle, because I think my J-Cal is very small. Because again, you were doing them all custom, but I want to say it's only 5 3/4, maybe 5 1/4. I forget.
That's it next to a gripper. I mean,
dude, that's perfect.
Now, I don't do a lot of flat grinds. I do more like hollow grinds and stuff. But these two are actually full flat grinds. These two. They're this one, wait, hold on. Neither of them are to their final edge yet, and they're pretty thin. I don't know if you could tell, and they're not to the final thickness.
Do you use a different type of where you might use a belt on a hollow? Do you use something different on a flat, or are you just controlling
I use on a flat or a hollow, I use the same belts. Just like on a hollow you use contact wheels, and then on the flats you use what they call a flat platen. It's just like a flat bar that the belt runs over.
Gotcha. So it keeps it a consistent straightness.
Well, if you use a jig or something, a lot of guys, they screw these into a jig, and then they just push the jig up to the belt, and it holds the angle. I just do everything freehand.
Right.
Yeah, I tried using a jig. I bought a really fancy one. It's like $200, and I used it for about 20 minutes, dude, and I haven't touched it since.
So a platen, is that just something that makes the belt? I'm just trying to understand the mechanics. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious.
Here, hold on. So this is a flat platen. So your belt runs over this, but it's vertical. And then, you just hold you hold the edge up so you can see the thickness, right?
Gotcha.
Just hold it like that.
Oh, and so it just gives you something rigid behind it.
Yeah.
I got it.
And that's why, if you see a lot of these, I'm not naming any names, but a lot of the little fixed blade knives you see lately, I don't know about most of them, but a lot of them are flat grinds. And flat grinds are like, I could show you how to do a flat grind in about 1 hour, and I'd have you be doing this.
And if you were a bigger company that had a template, or like you said, a jig, it would it takes away a lot of the hands-on part, but you could probably produce a lot more.
Oh yeah, some of these companies, they just put the knife in like this contraption, and this little door closes, and about 20 seconds later the door opens and the whole side is ground. And then they flip it over, do the same thing, pull it out, and it's done.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Now, that's why, when I had the gripper produced, this knife, this was a lot more to produce because of that hollow grind than, say, the V2, which has a flat grind.
Right, which was just as slicey as my gripper V1.
Oh yeah, I really, really like this one.
I thought that was a great knife.
And everyone wants to, it's funny, all the comments, and I get these little messages like, oh, why is that little, thing sticking out of the top? And it's like, there's a reason for it. It's not just a front flipper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason is absolutely functional and making this knife super, super, solid when it's locked up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean I think that's just ingenious as heck.
And I mean, how sweet is it? Dude, the full spine, no gaps.
Yeah, I mean I think it's wicked cool looking, but then when you have it like you say partially like right there and you look at it and you're just like, "Oh shit, no wonder."
Don't get me wrong. I'm not under the delusion that doesn't look a little strange. I understand that. But when you know why it's like that and you look at it, up close and see what's going on in this section with this section, you realize why it's like that,
No, absolutely, and it's definitely worth the question that you have with, that's a little high, and then you look at it and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But
that's
I
a
don't know.
banger.
Oh, I was gonna say, I got some new stickers. How sweet are these?
Oh, and did you say Mama got those for you?
No, she got me so these are my authenticity cards for when the trippers
Ah,
come. And then I'll write like the number of the knife, the date, blade steel, sign the bottom.
love it.
Yeah. The lady had those made. I was pretty stoked on that.
But the stickers are awesome too.
Yeah. Oh my God. So cheap. $25 for 200.
That is a great deal. I just
Yeah.
ordered more of mine today, and yeah.
Yeah. $25 for 200 shipped. And it took I think I got them in 5 days after I ordered them.
But I did talk to my buddy, Dark Gravity, who was going to be here tonight. He must have had something going on, but
Mm-hmm.
he convinced me to get one of the little thermal printers. I've got it coming tomorrow, and I've already set up my pirate ship account, so I'm
Oh,
ready to
cool.
start shipping shit out of here. We got 2 giveaways that I'm doing to channel members later tonight, and then another giveaway that we're going to do. And in the past, I would get bogged down and have to then go to the UPS store with like 8 boxes, right? And I'll just get hammered.
Oh, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we do this? So I realized that this is a first generation JCal. This is the one that I did before this one. Remember me and you were talking about like the shape and ergos and all that?
Yeah,
This is the one, before this.
right. Before
But
the handle.
right. This just has real woodsies, what's that shit called? Stabilized wood, yellow liners. Can we just give this away to someone that's on your thing?
Sure, dude. If they're in continental US and you don't mind doing that, you sure don't have to do that, because I've got
Yeah.
plenty of stuff that we're.
Yeah, I'll pick a number in a minute and I'll write it on one of my cards and then just have the guys guess, and whoever's closest or hits the number.
We'll
I'll
decide
ship
who it is, and they can just reach out to you.
Yeah, and I'll ship it to them for free with
Dude, that's awesome.
stickers and shit. I'll clean up the Kydex. I literally just made it to cover the blade. This is not supposed to be like, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's not like this, right? It's not. But it's a cool toolbox knife,
Dude,
right?
it's a very cool knife. I mean, I'm looking at it as much cooler than a toolbox knife.
My son helped me make this knife, and he's like, "Oh, are you going to keep it?" And I told him, "No, I'm not going to keep it. You're going to make more with me, and then I'm going to keep one of those."
Y'all are getting a sentimental knife, and it's a badass little poker that looks like it's got a killer edge on it, just like all Jason's do.
It's just, there's a couple little issues with it. Like when I was doing, like, there's a tiny crack I noticed right here. I was going to sell it, and then I think I took it off my Instagram actually, because I noticed there's like a tiny chip right there. And if you look real close, there's like a little crack. I didn't notice it until later. So that's why I can't really sell it,
Dude, it's awesome. I appreciate you thinking about the tribe here giving it away.
Yeah.
But y'all stick around, and Jason will come up with the number here in a second, and the number range, and y'all can guess.
Yeah, I can. You know what we can do? I'll just I'll pick a number and then I'll just text you the number because I'm gonna leave in a few minutes, and then you just let me know who won, and then we'll get it sent out to him probably Monday. I tattoo tomorrow, so I'm definitely gonna
Perfect.
be busy tomorrow. But
Yeah,
the
dude,
trip
just do that.
the trippers are coming. I finally paid my final payment and they're done. I'm pretty excited, dude. There's some changes from these two. Um, yeah, I'm excited to get these, dude. And then
I'm excited to grab one.
one thing I'm doing, um, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I am gonna lower the price a
Don't
little
do
bit.
that. Don't do that. What I think you should do, and I don't know if you checked
Don't
yet,
do
'cause we
that.
haven't talked, but no, no, dude, 250 for that knife. That is a great freaking little knife.
I
Um,
know. I always feel bad, dude. Like the gripper, I lowered it $300 after I like paid it off. I lowered. I took like $30 off of it.
if you lower it, that's cool. But if you, have you checked on the Sezzle?
Oh shit, no. I will though. I will when I get these in because then I'll
I'm just telling
actually.
you, it'll make such a difference. Because for me, it's been a no-brainer buy because I'm buying it for 75. Well, if it was 300, I'm buying it for $50,
Right.
and then it's
No,
just
I.
going to come out the next 2 weeks 4 times.
Yeah, you've been telling me about that. I'll look
I
into
just
it,
Zezzled a pen yesterday
dude.
because I'm an
That's
idiot.
awesome.
It's well worth it. Kyle Coonley's got a question for you. Where'd you get those stickers so cheap?
Um. Okay. Look on Instagram. I think it's called like Sticky Brand,
Sticky Brand?
like the Sticky Brand. Yeah, pretty sure.
And then
If
he
you want,
says, do you have any Blim throwaway blades that have been heat treated that you might be willing to get rid of?
I mean, if he pays me for shipping, I got one. I'll just ship to him. Yeah, I got a bunch.
All right. So, Kyle Coonley, what you'll do is you'll reach out to Brass Brigade on Instagram. Kyle's the one. Y'all need to talk anyway. Jason, if you're looking for somebody to do some professional sharpening,
Uh
he's
huh.
one of the guys that has Killing Work sharpening service who sharpened my chickadee that made it so sharp.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
super nice guy, and he'll just shoot you a message, seeing kind of what's y'all can kind of chat from there. But then also know that if you want somebody to still do some sharpening on some of these, he might be a guy that could partner up with you on.
Yeah, that'd be cool because that's my least favorite part of making a knife is sharpening it.
Well, he's a good one. I've got his work in my not on my waist today because I'm carrying something that Dopey, one of the chat guys, inspired me to buy, and he doesn't even know it. He was carrying it in his Chuck Taylor, a little boot shoe, boot knife.
Oh, cool. But yeah, so these trippers when they come, I'm excited to show you guys, and I'll post them on my Instagram. But they're the same, but there's some things a little different. Like they're a little bit darker gray. All the hardware, the pivot, and the standoffs are the dark blasted, like the dark gray. Like on this knife, see how everything's dark gray?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, not shiny or satin or whatever the hell you call that.
Very
The
cool.
the pivot collars on the gray are gray, and then the pivot collars on the black are black, not purple. And there's a reason for that because most people don't dig purple. I love it. But the good news is I'm going to have the pivot collars. I'm going to have the brassy, bronzy color. I got extras of those and purple. So if you absolutely love these, I'll have them. And I'll
Oh,
sell them
very
for cheap
cool.
too. So, but yeah, I just wanted to go all black, all gray, just because more people a lot of people just like the all titanium, dark gray knives. I do too, honestly.
Dude,
That's
I'm
cool.
just so stoked that they're coming in, that it's getting close.
Yeah, I'm stoked, dude. It's been too long of a wait, but I appreciate everyone's patience. People order these things and wait, 3 to 5 months. So it's cool that people will buy something from you and wait that long. It's really, really cool,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I wasn't going to talk about it, and still really won't. But that's something that another knife maker did, and then put on his Instagram. But I heard more of the story, and I can kind of understand it. That he was, on vacation for the next 14 days, but he'd get the rest of the knives shipped out when he got back. And
Uh-huh.
if you wanted a refund, you could get refunded. But blah blah blah, which I totally get it. If you're on vacation, you can't do anything about it anyway, right?
Yeah.
And then I found out from someone who got one of the knives that it wasn't just that he had knives sitting there that he didn't ship. They were waiting for things to come in, like bone and things like that are inlays that he's going to have to spend some work on. So I totally get it. People are patient. As long as you
Yeah.
communicate with them, they are good.
Yeah, I try to always answer all my emails and my messages. I'm pretty good about it,
Hey, we can only do the best we can. I'm the worst at replying to comments on YouTube videos. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, but I'm excited to get these little trippers in, man. You think 250 is a good price? Because I was trying to do them for a little less, but dude, most knives made, say, by Beztech or or like those type of knives that are 3 inches are usually. I usually pay $300 for them, and I don't.
320, $330 is what
Yes,
I'm seeing them
correct.
for.
Yeah,
So, but dude, you know what you feel comfortable with. Don't let me take away from whatever you're thinking, because I know you do have that feeling that sometimes you just feel like it's more than you feel comfortable selling it for. So you do you. I just hope you get Sezzle, because I know it will make them go down a lot faster.
yeah,
I know.
I'll get it. I'll get it because all these shipped to me already, but they're coming from Beztech, so they'll take. Dude, I think the gripper took like a couple weeks to get to me, and then the last knives, the prototypes, they only took like 6 days, dude. I was shocked. So maybe they'll be here, hopefully sooner than later.
Well, they're
But I'll
awesome,
look
dude.
into it. Once I can put them on the website that they're like available, because I know a lot of people too, like a lot of people don't like pre-ordering knives. When I got into knives, I would never pre-order a knife. I thought that was the stupidest shit until I realized that's how you get all the cool ones.
That's how
You know?
you guarantee getting one, right?
Yes, yes. So, yeah. But I didn't know. I didn't know pre-orders were a thing when I first got into the knife stuff. I was like, pre-order? I'm not going to pay $300 for something I don't get for 5 months.
Right.
You're right. I don't know.
I feel the same way, and my buddy Dark Gravity, who was going to be here tonight, that's one of the reasons that he kind of got soured by the whole thing. He got one of the J capes that came in, but he waited so long for it that now he's not as excited about it. It's one of
Right.
those things.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't been paying attention. I was shopping.
No, hey, dude, you do you too, brother. I get it.
I just sent out 3 messages in the Strider group. I should have been. It's like,
Hey, I don't know if there's any knife makers that watch your show, but I just got a grinder from this guy, Taurus CNC, right?
I saw it
Dude,
on your Instagram. Is that the one you
dude,
posted?
yes, yes, dude. If you're a knife maker, right, or you're interested in getting into making knives, definitely check this guy out because the grinder I got from him this last week was literally half the cost of my Broadbeck. That's my other grinder. Half the cost, and I love it. Don't get me
What
wrong.
are they called? I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Taurus CNC.
Horace?
Taurus, like TORUSCNC. This guy's grinders they cost the same as the cheap ones that they sell on Amazon for like $1,400, and they're all American made, and it is by far way better than my $3,600 grinder. It quite honestly blows it out of the water. It's that
Slice of Awesome is kind of like their. Am I looking at the right place? That's kind of like they're saying. I'm looking
I
at
guess.
several
Yeah, I
grinders.
don't know. Yeah, that's just like a magnet. Yeah, I think I think that's his little saying or something. He sent me like 3 of these cool little notepads with like these little EDC pins that, oh dude, and I lost it. I got to ask him for another one. Freaking lost it, dude. It's the coolest pin. I was almost as stoked on the pin as the grinder. It was like this size pin, but not this pin.
What's up? Go ahead, bud.
Just anyways, if you're into making knives or you want to get a grinder, for sure look at that guy first.
I've got him in the chat, guys, if any of y'all are grinding away, because I know some of y'all are. I was surprised when people that even have that skill or that want to. Comparable to Ameribraid, Kyle Coonley says. Are you familiar with Ameribraid?
Yeah. I personally have not used that grinder yet, so I can't speak from experience. But I mean, I have messed with my Broadbeck, OBM, Original Blade Maker. It's by far as good as those 2 companies, but it is better. I mean, I'm not talking, I do love my Broadbeck grinder, but this blows, I mean, it really does blow it out of the water, and it's literally half the price.
Check it out. I'll throw another link in there in case that one went away. But
I posted a picture of it on my Instagram.
I saw it. It was awesome looking, dude. I mean, it looked every bit of, I guess you would call it, what would you call it? Commercial. I mean, it looked like a commercial grinder.
Yeah, like if the guy's talking, asking about the grinders, this is the 12-inch wheel he sent me, and it has a 20-millimeter bearing in it. If you know about like contact wheels, they usually have bearings about the size of a skateboard bearing, maybe a little bigger. This is a 20-millimeter sealed ball bearing. It's fucking sick, dude. And he calibrates every wheel. So he puts it on a machine like you're rotating tires, and he literally takes out just a little bit of inconsistency.
To make sure it's perfect.
This 12-inch wheel runs smoother than my 6-inch. And because of the diameter, the bigger the wheel, the more wobble it'll have. This runs perfect. It's insane.
Dude, that's awesome. So it makes everything you're doing not only easier, but more precise and...
Yeah, just everything about, I mean, just like the work rest, it has 1/2-inch steel for your work rest instead of like a 1/4 inch. It's literally twice as thick. It's so gnarly, dude.
Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations, man. I hope it makes a difference for you.
Yeah. In fact, that 12-inch wheel I just showed you is what I ground this with. You know?
Let me make you big again, because that just looks super shiny.
It's filthy. I haven't finished it yet. This is just like, but that was the first time I used it just to try it out, you know?
Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a knife maker or you're getting into making knives, check out the Taurus CNC, because I'm telling you, again, I can't believe it was. I'm like bummed. You know, buyer's remorse, right? When you buy something and you're kind of bummed about it. I didn't know you can get buyer's remorse like 8 months later, dude. You know, no, seriously, because it was half the price, and I am not fucking rich, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, dude. And you realize that it would have done it just as well if you'd known that's much sooner. You would have saved that cash.
Right. But whatever. I don't regret it. It's gotten me to where I am now, so it's all good, you know?
And brand new Americans, I've got Bone Swiss and a couple of setups, and reds are every bit as good, dude. I would.
That's right.
You know,
skateboard bearings.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's marketing.
Yeah. Oh, my son just bought bearings for his skateboard, and he told, "Oh, they're this bearing, Dad." And I was like, "Dude, you got hosed, man." Like $50 or $60 for these. I was like, "Dude, you should have just went with your Swiss bearings, your Bones, whatever, like your basic $30-$40 setup, whatever."
You're not putting in the type of force on them, or force you might be, but not the revolutions and things like that.
Well, my son's 12, dude. He's not doing like 20 stair freaking, you know, handrails and you know, doing some crazy shit. He's
Don't
just
let
like-
him hear you. He will be.
No, I know he will.
I was so excited when I got my first pair of Swiss bearings.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, I was just
On top of the world.
good. Oh yeah, I had no idea what. I mean, they were. Yeah, I was threw them
Look
on
at
my
the grip tape.
Roscop.
Look at the grip tape, dude. The Slayer grip tape. What?
I
Threw
love
them
it.
on my OG2s.
Oh, OJ. Yeah, OJ2.
Dang, Ross, I do too. I run reds. I've got 14 setups right now, and I run reds and 80% of them.
You remember those wheels called Bullet 66s? Any of you guys that skateboard?
Yeah.
They were the really big ones.
Yeah, the long ones.
No, they were like just really big, like radius wise, and they were primarily for half pipe or pools. So they were short lived. They were cool for about 3 months, and then everyone didn't like them. But
I didn't realize what a pain it was to make wheels, urethane, and how much the EPA cracked down on it and how bad it was for you to breathe it. Gonzo,
yeah.
I break shit too when I skate. Grateful Panic does too.
Yeah, the only thing I
love
break are
watching,
bones.
Pal Peralta has. Is it Pal Peralta again, or is it still Pal? George,
I
he's
think
done some great. I think they're Pal Peralta again right now.
I think they are.
But George Powell.
Yeah.
And Stacey Peralta.
And they've done. He's done some videos on YouTube. Check it out. But like going over like their wheel manufacturing and board manufacturing, and how he's still doing everything in the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is even like after all this time, like everything is still done in wherever they're out of California somewhere. But like talking about their wheels and there's some cool stuff on YouTube about them.
Dude, I used to spend so much time watching downhill skateboard videos on YouTube and watching stuff like I used to always want to go to the Maryhill Festival of Speed. That was something I always thought would be great. Never did. I was going to pull up a couple of things and share some links in the chat while we're here.
Do you, Rob Roscop?
Yeah.
Santa Cruz. Do you know he owns Santa Cruz or owns part of like Santa Cruz mountain bikes now?
That's a Rob Roscop design.
Or was the founder? Hey, show me. I've got the Roscop 4 hanging up in my garage right now.
Yeah, I think this is the Rob Roscop 2.
Just yeah,
very nice.
Yeah. One was just the board, right? 2
with the hand.
Yeah,
with just the hand.
Yeah,
one hand.
3, 4 is he's almost all the way out.
Yes.
Oh man, I got that for my birthday in 6th grade. Oh,
so cool.
Oh my god.
I got same thing, man. I got a Rob Roscop also, dude. About the same time. How old are you? How young are you? I mean,
I'm 47.
Dude, I'm fucking 48. Could be
I'm 56. Y'all are little pussies. I was 76. I was skating to the beach, Cocoa Beach, from La Riviera Road to the ocean.
We were
every day.
We were hardcore skating in Nebraska.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't want to brag, but you know,
so guys, I just posted
like
2 links to those members giveaway. So any of you members in here that have not, and you don't have to be here to win, but have not gone in, watched those short videos and put in the comment that is going to be chosen from, we're going to choose from that later. And we're going to do a giveaway for the people in here too.
Okay, I wrote a number in here. I wrote a number.
7.
Close.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. What do you think our range should be?
It's between 1. It's an easy one tonight because I'm going to make it easy and fast. It's between 1 and 20.
Well, we got a lot more than that many people in here, though.
That's what I'm saying. So if people start,
the first person that does it,
either you're in or you're out.
First person that gets it, and if you know me at all, you're going to get it. I'm from Long Beach.
All right, guys, start throwing numbers up there.
Dang, Ross, if I tried to kickflip right
between
now.
Between 1 and 20 for a Jason Grant little stabby, pokey, handmade knife.
8.
Coprolite Steve said 13. Sobek said 18.
13.
Crispy Critter says 13. All right, hold on. That's Coprolite Steve. Let me see if anybody got it before him. Kyle
You
Coonley
said
got
it
it
before
before
Rick was
you.
done.
Kyle Coonley actually said it first.
Well,
Kyle
he got
Coonley
it
said
then.
it at 9:32. Well, they both said it at 9:32, but they
God
just Kyle
damn it.
Coonley shows
Oh,
up
you got to
first.
cut it in half.
No, because
Yeah.
that is definitely the exact same time.
Well, that sucks.
I'll tell you what. No, I know what we can do. I know what we can do. We can let them the one that comes in second will get a giveaway knife from me, which will be the Kubi Titius. But what we got to do is come up with a way for only Coprolite Steve, because I know they don't want one of them just doesn't want that. Coprolite Steve and Kyle Coonley so pick another number, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the two of them throw up the number, and whoever gets closer, so like do a number between 1 and 10 or
Okay.
or 20 and 30, something like that.
Well, let's make it easy. Let's just do between 1 and 10.
All right.
Cool.
And then those are going to be the only two guys who are throwing up. It's going to be Coprolite and
all right.
Kyle. They each get one vote after you say you're ready.
Ready.
Wait a minute. Kyle Coonley is doing a DKSFS, doing something kind for somebody, and he says, let Steve have it. Jason's going to help me out with some blims, remember?
Oh, that's right.
And he's the sharpening guy. So we're going to, all right.
I'll send him, dude, I really like this knife. I never finished it. This is on the thinner blade stock. What is this? I don't fucking remember. But anyways, dude, it's just a Tonto with a full flat grind, and it's really thin on this part. It's like 13,000th all the way across. It's not been sharpened yet, so it'll be perfect for him. And then it's about 17 or 18 on the tip. So it's,
awesome.
stab.
And Kyle, when both of y'all put the @Brass Brigade on IG, that's his Instagram handle. If you're not following him, you should be. But just message him. And Steve, congratulations, bro. Coprolite Steve will be the one sending you the DM for the one that he won. And then you and Kyle can work out whatever. Because I want you to talk to him about sharpening if you're still dealing with that.
Oh, yeah. I definitely send someone that sharpens knives and likes doing it.
Kyle, you're an awesome dude. I appreciate you, brother. And you will get email me your address. Do I have it, Kyle? I don't have it in my my new little printer that's coming tomorrow. So Kyle, you're gonna send me your address to Knives Live 2021 at Gmail. I'm just reading while I'm typing. So Kyle Coonley, if you will just send me your address right there, you will be the first label I print off my printer that comes tomorrow, and you will ship out tomorrow. I will send you the Kubi leaf blade Titius, and then I'll find another knife to give away later.
Yeah, I'll ship that out Monday. So, do you guys like these battle bar things at all?
Love them. Absolutely love them.
Look at that tip. It's pretty wild, huh? It's like a pry bar,
Dude, it's very, very wild.
Do you see I chamfered this one edge?
Illuminati, thank you for your membership, bro. 2 months member. Be up, brothers in the blade. Dude, that's another thing. When you and I talk tomorrow, I want to get another one. I want one of those coming my way.
This is wild, dude. This is like the tactical fucking... This is the type of knife like the SWAT team guy would have,
How do you get one of those?
Oh, you just ask me for one and I make it for you.
Yeah. Get one of those.
Yeah.
At Brass Brigade, buddy, on Instagram. And a lot of times, if you follow Jason, he'll finish some knives for somebody, and he'll have a couple that he just throws up, and you can grab them right then.
Or someone will say like they really want this knife, and then I make it for them, and then it's like crickets, dude. But I guess I'm used to that. It happens with tattooing too, so whatever.
But the good news is you make cool shit, and all you gotta do is put it out there, and people are gonna want it.
Yeah, it was tough the last couple of weeks, but I know it's probably because everyone was saving for the Blade show, and that's when all the companies release new stuff, right? Like, I'm guessing. That's a guess. I don't know.
I'm thinking because I noticed that NAF sale, I was checking there, even though I wasn't buying anything, just to see what people were throwing up, because that kind of always shows you that people are trying to liquidate stuff. And I'm sure Steve probably saw a lot of it on the groups that he was in. People, did you see more stuff coming up for sale where you could kind of feel it?
There was better deals because people were looking to sell to make money for the show.
Oh, okay.
And now, so I kind of held off. I've got some stuff. I think at first I want to keep it. Like I have this custom. It's a Medford Fat Daddy that I had customized.
That's sick.
So I don't know. It's like I want to sell it. I want to keep it, but I've got a Shiro I'm going to sell because I'm trying to work some deal on a couple Striders. One
Brand New American just gifted a membership, and Sharp Guy won it. So Sharp Guy, thank you so much, Brand New American. And Sharp Guy, if you go watch those 2 videos under the members videos, the 2 giveaway videos I posted last week, the week before Blade Show, they're like 2 days apart. One of them has a Kaiser mini critical on it, on the tile, and the other one has the Sin Cut Scepter.
Cool.
Go watch those videos real quick and leave the keyword in there, and then come back, and you'll be entered in those giveaways later.
So would you guys like? So this Fat Daddy, I've had it for over a year now, and I sent it off, and dude, it is epic. This thing is just, it came back perfect, but the guy had it for over 6 months.
Oh no!
Lied about the grinding. He works for Medford. And I think, yeah, he's pretty popular with aftermarket modding on Medford. He'll do anything.
Marco just gifted a membership, and Urban Woodsman was a recipient of it. Not interrupting you, dude. I'm just telling Urban Woodsman, thank you, Carco. Thank you, big time, brother. And Urban Woodsman, go watch those two videos and get in on the giveaway, brother. Thank you, Carco.
The Fat Daddy has a blade that's got like a real big belly.
Uh-huh.
And he had posted up one like a Tonto, not with more of a, this is a more Medford Tonto, like a Praetorian, but he had posted up like a more acute, like sharper angle.
Right.
And then kind of a recurve.
Like more
yeah. I hit him up.
Two links in the chat. Just go watch those 2 videos. They're real short.
And I said, hey man, I want to send my Fat Daddy in to you. And I sent him the pictures. I said, I saw what you did.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, no problem. And then we were unsure, like if I wanted to do, like at first, because the knife was just flat, no sculpting at all.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth for a while, like what I wanted to do.
They're both in there, buddy.
And then I finally sent him what I wanted, and he just went dark. He had some personal issues, which I get, but it was over 6 months.
I mean, I lagged, but 6 months.
Right before Christmas, though, he had sent me a picture, and it was the typical, even worse, like a Medford Tonto, but it still had the belly, and the blade looked, and I tried, it was on Instagram, so the pictures go away in Messenger, and I didn't save it, so it was this weird stubby Tanto with with the regular stupid fat belly, and it looked ridiculous, and I'm like, well, that's not what we talked about. I sent you pictures. And he goes, well, that blade was actually ground by someone who's teaching me how to grind more. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I said, I will pay him to grind it or whatever. So
that's
it
shitty.
went by, and I felt bad because I mean, he had his. I mean, look, his craftsmanship is, I mean, pinstriped. I mean, is amazing.
Yeah, looks good.
And Dave had sent a blade in on my recommendation. And it came back. Dave was happy, but so in January, I mean, we're like I said, we're going on 6 months, bad communication. And then he was like, "What were we talking about sculpting?" And I said, "I can't remember. I'd have to look." But I was like, "I think we decided to just go contoured and black."
Right.
And I got like a emoji with like a face slap. Well, that's what Medford calls their peaks and valleys, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is not, but it's not what we talked about.
Right.
So I got the knife back. It's absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. It's a little off center, which pisses me off. I mean, only because like you work for Medford. Like, how do you send me a knife? I could fix it. I mean, but it's got a little blade play, and that's not how Medfords come. Medfords are balls.
I've taken apart a couple of my Medfords, and if you've had some Medfords, right? So
yeah,
you ever take them apart? And I swear to God, I had an infraction that had 3 shims on one side and 1 on the other to keep it centered. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I've watched Greg's explanation on that because and they started on the washers, like how they cut them or whatever. This
right,
or that,
and they're not perfect, so sometimes they have to do 2. Right, yeah.
But I shouldn't have. I've never had a Medford with blade play.
Yeah, no, me either. I haven't either.
So eventually, like I was like, hey, pay that guy. I'll ask him to do the grind, then fix it, because that's not what we talked about. That's not what you said you'd do. I'll pay him, and all of a sudden, one day in the mail, I get this knife, and it's from Amy Medford. And if you buy a knife from Medford directly, it doesn't come from Medford Knife and Tool. It comes from Amy Medford.
Right.
So did Medford fix the grind?
Oh.
Because why did this ship? He does this on his as a side business out of his garage. Why did this ship from Medford? Did he pay Medford to ship it? I mean, look, that is he works for Medford, right?
That's a Medford looking
That's a
grind.
Medford grind.
Yeah, that looks a very Medford grind.
So I think he messed it up, got it over his head, and Medford bailed him out. So now I kind of have a one-off, but I still have a bad taste in my mouth from it. But God, I love the knife. I can't bring myself to carry it. And
right.
Like tonight, I'm like, I'm gonna carry this, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sell it. Oh, I'm gonna carry this, and I'm gonna sell it.
I
mean, it's a one-off fat daddy.
Brand New American, I would say just reach out to Jason, because I guarantee you that he would. There's a comment. Can you see it, Jason? Where Brand New American asked?
Made from the micarta I found at a yard sale. Yeah, send them to me. I can do that. I can give them. I have a few guys. I gotta. So like I'm always a little behind. So right off the bat, if I tell you it's going to take 10 days, it's going to take 20.
Kyle,
so just know that. Just double what I say. But I'm being upfront about it, I feel like. So if I say 2 weeks, it might be up to a month, but it's never over that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because I don't know, I'm fucking.
Who we met in person when we toured Medford last year.
I
know he had some family issues. Sorry,
I have all the weird shit going on, right? Like I'm insane. Like I definitely have ADD. I'm fucking weird. I'm a weird dude. So yeah, sometimes I lag, but I'll never, screw you over, and I will always return your messages and return phone calls and all that good stuff. I'm just going to get better at telling people, when they ask how long, instead of saying 10 days to 2 weeks, I'm just going to say up to 3 weeks or whatever,
Yeah, just keep yourself comfortable and don't worry about it, dude. People are always, there are going to be some people that are impatient and some people that don't care.
Like custom work takes I was fine, except for like I sent him the knife the first week in September, and in December he listed my name with Dave as knives that were getting shipped out. And I still didn't get this thing until like March.
That's
yeah,
just-
I mean,
So, I mean,
I
and
lagged,
I was
but-
fine, but like it's all about communication. Like, and then my buddy, he's got 2 knives with him now, and they've had them. He's had them for 3 months, and I get it. He posted a video. Hey, shit happens in life, right? I get it.
right,
You're going through something with your lady.
right,
I mean, shit happens, but it's
right.
you have
Dog
to
guys.
communicate with people. I mean, you have to communicate with people.
Yeah, I'm pretty good
Let
about
me
it.
know. You ghost me, and I start to get pissed.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you were
exactly.
to like, hey man, hey shit, I get it. Everybody's got shit happening, but if you tell me, I'm fine with it because you forget about the knife, but then when you tell me you're shipping it, you get all excited. So that was my thing. Don't tell me the knife is shipping and then send it to me 2 or 3 months later.
Yeah, no, I'm not that bad. I just,
Or,
but I like.
and I was kind of mad too that he took credit for, because in one of the Medford Facebook groups, he had taken credit for a grind, and that's why I sent it to him. Because I
Right.
saw the grind, and I said, I want this grind, but I don't want the recurve. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah, I
kinda
understand
tore-
that.
If you go to right here, guys, I'm just showing y'all on the page while he looks for it. If you go to these members only videos, channel members, the thank you giveaway from the giveaway from 9 days ago and the giveaway from 8 days ago. They've got the little picture of the Kaiser and the picture of the Sin Cut's the one that I'm trying to find the winner for. But the one we're giving away to channel members is the Kaiser or the Kubi Royal, and then the other video, the tile has the Kaiser Critical Mini. So if y'all will watch those videos, those are the ones we're going to be pulling the winner comments from, if that helps. Sorry guys, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
No, you're like, the dude's got. I mean, Jesus Christ! I'm just looking through some of his work. The guy's got insane talent, but is he doing the grinds? Because when he admitted to me that, like, hey, oh yeah, I didn't do that. Someone who's teaching me how to grind that grind. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, that's a little.
because there's a bunch of. I'm just looking through pictures trying to find the knife that I kind of base this one off of, and he's taking credit for a lot of nice compound grinds, and
Ooh, those are
from what he
hard.
told me, he didn't have the skill or the equipment. I'll have to look through messages. I mean, I don't know shit about grinding, but like a certain degree of belt or grinder or.
What? Yeah.
All right,
I taught myself
So
how
here.
to do these.
this is. God damn it! Make it small. We'll have to save it. Hold on 1 second.
What's
Save
up,
that.
1 Minute Knife Review, Pat? Junior Miz, what is up? Josh
All right,
Branson.
JuhVon. I cut off the tip somehow.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Oh no.
God. All right, that's pissing me off. So
So
earlier, while I'm trying to find this picture, we were talking about you were talking about Knife Center and McNeese and people going in, and I think it's always from what I've heard, just reading and talking and blah blah blah, but I can't remember. Knife Center is notorious for it. Was it like Oz Machine wasn't there, were they?
no, they didn't come just for that
Yes.
reason.
So
Yes, I
I
can
think
do convex grinds.
I think It might have been Blade Show last year or some other. Were they at Blade Show last year?
Yep.
Or was it? There was Blade Show and then some other show. Maybe it was Blade Show, but they got, and I talked about it in a video last year. Anyway, because there's the early, right? There's early bird, right?
For an hour. Yeah, from 10 to 11, I
Is there
think you
something
can go in.
early bird, like?
Well, there's if you've got an exhibitor pass, you can get in earlier. And that's where people I've heard were taking advantage of.
So that was that. I think it was Blade Show last year, but Daniel Osborne, like, and people were mad because, so the Rosie's up around $600 to $700, depending on what spec you get right now, maybe $8, close to $8, depending. But Knife Center sent their people in and bought a bunch of them, and they had them on Knife Center for like $2,200.
Yeah.
And people they were ripping Daniel, and he was like, hey, this is my first show. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that's what they were going to do. And I don't think he's been to a show since, and he started his own kind of show and thing. Like, I think because USA Made Blade talked about it. There was some syndicate or Daniel started his own kind of show or gathering or something.
Tri-State's going to it. I know it's some kind of gathering, and he did it for that exact reason.
Because he was so upset with, like, because I get it. I sold mine. I want another one, but it's a nice knife, but it's a hype knife. But I could see him. He's frustrated because he can only pump out so many, and you see someone like Knife Center, like, sending in their disciples and then selling a knife that they paid $600 to $700 for $2,000.
Absolutely, that was his, and he even saw that, from what I understand, on a very local level, where somebody would buy a knife, turn to their friend, and list it, and he would watch them do that kind of crazy stuff.
You should, so like the Oz Machine Group, buy sell whatever Facebook group. Have you heard of Edge Mindset? He's
I've
like
heard the name,
he said he's gotten more beat up on that page than anywhere else, but it's true. Like, Daniel, I call him like I know him, but I don't, like, he's trying to, like, he used to do the sell 50 spots and everybody would get screwed, and then he started doing these lottos or these weekly lotteries, and people are getting mad because, like, all of like people get lucky, or they have bots or whatever, and they just keep getting the same dudes getting like, oh, hey, I don't need 3 of them or whatever, $1,200. That's I think would be angering, because there's a guy who started a Facebook group only for the sole purpose of making money. And hey, you can't, it's America, right? He found a way. But he comes back from these shows, and I made a video about it a while ago. Like, hey, you go, John, you went to a show and you dumped the money on all these knives. Hey, you didn't buy a plane ticket, but you drove there. You had a hotel, or you had an Airbnb or whatever. So maybe you buy a couple hype knives and you sell them. But there's a guy that's notorious for it. And now, immediately the next day, like, he had a coating area for $2,000 just back from the show. And me and my buddy were talking about, because, like, he went to California Custom Knife Show, and he's hanging out with he's got pictures with him and the Strider guys, and these are my guys. And then he's trying to flip Striders for double and triple, and
that's just. But there's a difference between running a business and being totally opportunistic. And I don't know it's not really fair for me to say what their margins
Yeah.
should be, but the people that buy it certainly should, and I'm sure that
Oh,
Knife Center sold all they probably listed, and
oh,
that's sad.
they don't have them anymore. They don't. I mean, but like this guy, he started a Medford certified pre-owned program, and I talked to him on a knife that I wanted, and he wanted like $1,600 for it. I'm like, dude, I mean, really on the aftermarket, that's $1,000 knife. Well, this is certified. I'm like, by who?
And what does that mean? Yeah,
Your mom.
certified.
Is this a Toyota? Is this a Lexus? Like I can for free, I can send it, or I think it's like $20. I can have Medford certify it. Like Medford offers they will make sure it's not counterfeit. I mean, I don't know.
Did you
It's
see
just
this, Edgy? That's what our buddy A to Z picked up at Blade Show. And it's not bad when you look at what he picked it up
it's not
for.
affecting me. No, it's not affecting me because hey, man, because I pay over first, right? You pay over market value because hey, someone bought a plane ticket, paid for a hotel, paid for the ticket, right? Got the knife at retail. They're recouping funds, and I get it. I made a video about it. I talked about it, but you see the same people doing it, and you're like, you know. I don't like seeing retailers though. Like as an individual, it pisses me off as a retailer though. Like seeing someone like Knife Center, because right, these are
They're
all right
taking advantage. Well, they're taking
They
advantage
get in
of
early.
their reach.
And I used to, and hey, I don't care. I'm a nobody. E-knives. Dude, I was a big supporter of e-knives way back in the day when they were like selling out of their house before they had a storefront. They go to the
I hear
shows
you,
now,
brother.
and Clayton and
Love you,
Coco,
Jason.
they are super awesome. They're super nice. I've talked to them, but man, don't go. You go to these shows, and you're getting special deals, and you are fucking people. You are fucking people over. They had a Strider for $4,000, which is over double the price
Of what they paid for it.
over what they paid for it. And that just, fuck, I was blown away. And like now I'll just watch their stuff, and I haven't bought from them since. But I mean, look at some of their prices after shows, and you're just like, come. I get it.
Well,
They have to
this
make it.
is
They're making a
this
living.
is the perfect example. Y'all saw how much this
Oh,
knife was going
hey,
for.
yeah.
You know how much
How do
this
you like
sold
that?
for at the show?
No.
I don't care much for it. I'm gonna do a review on it for what it was. It cost. I've got the receipt. $265.
Yeah, and you can get what, 4
Made,
for it?
made in America. Yeah, it's big. That's the only reason the action's so tough. And this ram lock, mine has no lock stick, or my buddy A to Z's has no lock stick. It is a little bit sharp here where the G10 comes together, but I'm sure that they're going to come out with scales, I would think, for this at some point. But I think it's a nice platform, and I think for a made in America knife for under $300, I can't say anything really bad for it. It's not for me.
Can you pry with it, do you think?
I would think you could.
And it's on bearings though? I just have a hard time with bearing knives at work.
I don't know if it is on bearings.
Or is it on washer?
Does anybody in the no lock stick Lord need them?
What do you want for it?
I've
been curious about one. What do you want for it?
I'll ask A to Z EDC. It's not mine.
Oh, it's not yours?
No, it's my buddy that I was at the show with. He picked up several, and all they had was orange over there.
I'm a sucker for orange.
Well, I'm telling you, I'd heard from Cole how bad the lock stick was and how terrible his
he came on here and complained about it. I want a stick.
mine was, his must have been a one-off because I handled several at the show before I saw this one, and none of them had lock stick. And I
How
have
does
really
it?
short
Does
fingers.
it feel like a Benchmade though, or
No,
how is the ram lock? Do you
not
think?
at all. Totally different.
Really?
It's done with
Like
a
a Demco?
spring. See that spring in there? It's more
Yeah.
like a Mannix.
Oh,
But when I pull it down, it sucks it. I mean, that detent,
yeah.
you can feel it when you get past that ram
Kind
lock.
of.
But
So
right
it's kind
here,
of like a Demco.
yeah.
Did you get so you missed out on Strider, so you didn't get a chance to handle a Strider.
Nope.
Did you get a chance to handle a real Demco?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
What'd you think?
I thought they were awesome. It was for me, even the small ones that they had there. I would rather have an Oz. For me personally, for my
Really?
hand shape, for me, I would.
Dude,
Yeah.
the Oz is a knife I regret selling. And
I
I
like
just keep
the
entering those lotto, and I'm mad because I'm mad at myself because I had that knife for over a year, and mine was a 1 of 1, and I'm pissed that I sold that now. And I'd be completely happy with one of his just random plain Janes, you know.
right.
The Demcos, it's weird what you consider detent. Like both of mine, one's in my job trailer, one's upstairs. I don't, like I don't like the feel of like an access lock. I like a lock that I can
A
push
liner
over
lock or a
and
frame lock that you can feel it
yeah.
move it come.
That the Demco in my what I consider what I should like or not like, I don't think I should like it because of an access lock, because I don't like access locks. And I didn't like the 80-20.5, but the 80-20 I like. It's heavier, it feels better. And it is weird. It has a detent. Like I'm not like Kevin. I'm not a detent diva. So I'm the wrong person to ask, but I feel like there's enough detent for me to where it's not like I don't know. Shane's butt has detent. I don't know. You guys should go to Blade Show, Texas. We should plan that out.
I would love to do that.
I'll drag my damn fucking camper down there. We could
hang
just pack
out in.
eight people in a camper. I'll just leave it down there. We go down there in December. I'll just leave it there. When is it? In March? April?
Oh, I remember what I've got to do. I've got to make these videos public before I can do the random giveaway on them. I was going to see how many people had entered. Any of the channel members have entered in that giveaway so we could go ahead and do the Kaiser one. But I'm going to pull it up and share the screen with you guys.
Be right back.
If I can find it here. So the first one is the member giveaway 5/31/2023. Watch and comment. Thank you all for your support. So I'm going to drop that into the chat for any of y'all who've not yet entered. It's like about a 3-minute video. It'll tell you what to do. And then what we're going to do is we will go, I'll make it public and we'll do a drawing on that one. So what it looks like, let's see. It looks like this one right here. So go leave a comment in that one. And then right before I do the drawing, I will make it public, pull it out, and we will run that one. Then we'll have another one to do too. And then we'll do our giveaway for the knife that I haven't given away yet. I'll have to go find it because our brother Kyle Coonley won that one. And I still don't know from the week before Blade Show when we did the giveaway and we had so many acts of kindness. I've got an email of somebody wanting to give this to somebody else, but I don't have the end winner, their address, so I can't mail this right yet. So I'm kind of at a loss of what to do with the send cut. Tippy, you can't come up here. The cat's trying to sabotage me. Okay, she went around the other side. But the other things I was going to share with you guys and show you guys, because I haven't done pocket checks, but I was going to show you my banging pocket check, which in my primary carry is my new favorite EMP, which is the clip point relative.
And you got that at the show, right? Or no?
I did. I got this at the show, and I absolutely am crazy about it. And then in my left pocket, I carried my Jack Wolf that came yesterday.
Which you said, I thought you weren't going to get into that.
I wasn't. And what's so bad is I've already got the second one on the way. I'm so fucked.
You collect all of them. Hey,
no, I'm not going to collect all of them. There are only two.
You're talking to a guy with like 30 Striders. I'm not here to judge.
I know you're not there to judge, but I can tell you my bank account.
I'm here to make fun of. I'm here to make fun of and
the best value. And this is Dopey, who stayed with me at Blade Show, where I stay with him. He had, I think, a Civivi, one of these, but this is a knife I picked up when I got back on Amazon, and it is a Holtzman's. It's D2. It's a little skeletonized knife that. Let me take off the sheath. I put a strap on it, but it came with this little sheath. It's got really good retention. So it locks in there really good. It had a clip, so it comes from Amazon with a little metal clip so you can do it as a pocket dropper. But I just put this on because I like to carry it up in my appendix. But $19 or $29 for this little guy. And I love it. ENG, what's up? So that's what I carried. What'd you carry today, buddy?
Awesome. Today I had my SNG frag pattern that Kyle put a sweet ass edge of this holding. So good. And then I have been really good about not buying knives, but I'm on this quest for older Striders. And I carried this SMF recurve.
Nice.
And it was so there's three. I've tried to upload the video maybe tomorrow. My internet, like I said, has been horrible. It wouldn't upload, so I just gave up. But it's old school. So it's got the, I don't know if you guys can see that, the Hinderer disc right there. So the very first Striders had none, and then I don't know if they licensed it from Hinderer. So the very first ones with the Hinderer disc, they say Hinderer on them, and they're this kind of swirly pattern compared to, if the video ever uploads, you'll see I talk about it. But, and their stripe pattern's a little different. So, God. And I've just gotten lucky. Like, these guys, like, they buy these knives and there's nothing against it, but they don't carry them. This thing is mint. Like, the pictures didn't do it justice. Like, I saw like right here, this kind of, you can kind of see like the smear right here. I thought it had been used and worn in, and that's just the pattern
of the actual,
from when they blasted it. And this is a So the very early Strider is right there. See the Boss stamp right there?
Yeah.
So Boss was, I think he still does the heat treating for buck. So way back in the day, Strider, before they started heat treating their own, they had him do it, and they're stamped with his stamp, and that's my first Boss Strider. So pretty psyched.
Dude, that is sweet.
I sent out 3 other. I haven't bought. I mean, I've been really good about not buying, and I want to get these. Like the newer Striders are awesome, but there's something about the older ones that are special, and I've been chasing those lately. So send out some emails or some messages tonight. Maybe I'll get one. Maybe I won't. Who knows? So that's
At
why I
least
carried
you've got
3.
options over obligations, right?
Yeah. So you didn't get to handle a Strider then at the show?
I did not handle one at the show. I just never came by the booth or anybody that had any when I was looking at them, right?
Yeah.
So, guys, this is the video that I'm going to make public. But I'm not going to tell anybody, but in just about 5 minutes, we're going to do the drawing for this one. So if you are channel members and you've not gone and left a comment for this one, please do. And I'll jump over there in a second and do my behind the scene things, and then we'll do a quick drawing. And then we'll still have 1 more to do. 2 more to do. And I'm going to have to let Steve talk to y'all for a second while I go find another knife. And the great news is, as of about noon tomorrow, when my little printer comes, I've already got everything set up on my computer where it should be right around. Oh my God, we have got another guest. Ass Weasel. Thumbs up when you're ready to come up, brother. I'm not seeing you without your hat on.
Whoa. We have. Hey, do we have the same mom?
What's going on, Dark Gravity?
Nothing. I've been listening while I work. I just figured Jason was on, so I'd let y'all talk to him about his knives and skateboard.
Yeah, you've been. My printer comes tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, I got mine in like a day, but my wife ordered it at like 9 or 10.
Blade Ogre, it's an S&G. Maybe a PT.
What's up, guys? I see you acid test kids, brand new American.
I know people loved this last time. I am going to buy a new pair of boots tomorrow. So excited.
What are you going to go after?
I'm going to get the same pair. They lasted 2.5 years. The Timberland Ag Boss, and man, most comfortable work boot I've ever worn. You can do 12 hours easy on them. So,
have you always shaved your head, Dark Gravity?
Been shaving it since I was 13.
I thought you said that. I don't know why. I just always see you with a cat, with a cap on.
Yeah, I've always wore a hat, but I've just never liked having hair, so I've been shaving my head since I was 13.
Do you see
Dr. Drew and Shay?
Yes, MSI.
Yeah, I was watching that. And listening.
And for $265, it's not. It's hard to say anything really bad about it. Yeah, it's a bigger knife than I would use. Not my jam. But for a made in America knife, and when you look at what Benchmade's doing.
What up, Crispy Critter?
It's silly.
That was, when I saw it in it M390, or it may be their special. What up, Kyle? Their special M390M or whatever.
Yeah, I think it is.
And then doesn't it have titanium liners?
Yes. Well, to be honest with you,
hey,
if it does, they are tiny. because it's got very little skeletonized right around up here.
Okay, so it may have the cartridge liner like the Benchmade uses on the bug
Yeah.
out and the grip and things of that nature. Uh,
But I think that's Ty.
it's got a
My thing with
titanium
Microtech is
backplate.
they're like that thing is what'd you say 200 and
265, I want to say.
then their customs
2400.
and like a Borka stitch is like $5,000-$6,000. Like it's insane.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, it really doesn't.
No.
And that's why people have even said, well, they keep that price. Who knows? M390MK, you're exactly right, Pretty Fly. I can't read it, but that's what it is.
I mean, I don't see. Obviously, down the road they'll probably raise the prices up like everybody does, but I mean that's really if it's if it's G10 and M390MK, I don't care where it's made. I'll go buy a Hogue.
Yeah, for M390.
Well, I mean, you can get the Hogue with 20 CV or Magna Cut, same cartridge liner, same G10, made in the USA. I know the Hogue is heat treated a little bit better for their 20 CV and Magna Cut. I mean, so arguably you're getting a better knife. You're just paying for the Microtech name.
Good point. Did you see the picture of the Hogue that Forrest and Snuzz posted on Instagram? That new one that they got at the booth that's got the aluminum handles and the Tonto blade, Magna Cut, and I want to say it was maybe $20 more than the Deca. It's like their upgraded version.
I think I did see it, but I don't know if I saw it on theirs. I think I might have.
I forget what the name of it is. But yeah, Hogues, and I didn't go by their booth either, but they're killing it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something I don't understand is how some companies are killing it and some are.
Oh, they are titanium scales. You're right, Dopey. My bad.
Some are getting killed.
Yeah, some of them. Well, some of them it's almost like they're pissing in our faces with what they're offering. You know, that was me and John was talking about it yesterday, and you know, if I would have went to Blade Show this year, I would have bought the same. I would have went to Strider. I would have went to Hinderer's booth. Those would have been the knives that I would have went and looked for because for the price, they're made in the USA. They work like hell. You know, I ain't got to worry about them breaking. And you know, but then John told me that Kevin is doing some knives in the US and shit, my damn mind
Luft
went
Concepts just changed their name to Luft USA.
And they're going to be all
who are they having do does anybody know who's doing them for them?
I don't know, but I don't think they're keeping it a secret. But they're doing everything. They're not just doing a few. They're doing all their knives. That's why they changed their name.
I mean, so Luft is bearded gear. They've switched everything to the US now. Well, good for them.
That's what I thought. I mean, it can be done, and that's their whole point. It can be done, and it can be done well. You know, and the type of knives that they're wanting produced, which are, you know, people would think of as needs to. That was a big jump.
That was a cat instead of a squirrel that time, John.
That was. And she'll be up there in a second. She'll meow like she can't get down, and you'll hear this thud, and she'll jump from somewhere.
But that, to me, that's really exciting is that because I like their design.
Yes, River's Edge Cutlery's making them for Luft. Good point,
No
Kyle.
shit, Rivers, they can do a whole knife, huh?
Yep.
I thought they just did mines. I didn't know they were actually a full OEM now.
I think they are.
Damn.
Impressive, because I thought they were a retailer that did some mods, but they've got that. Yeah. Didn't like last year they moved into a new space and.
Yeah, I think that's what they expanded for. I think when all that drama went down with that other channel not going up there to work, I think it had something to do with that.
The Erica's EC.
Yep.
I mean, that's either way to be bringing, a quality knife. If the knives are made good and being made in the United States, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Lefty's using Schneck. Are y'all familiar with them?
No, maybe.
See, I thought they were small.
They are, and that's why Lefty and them are only going to do 20 at a time drops.
Oh,
Hey, and that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
but man,
it'll be better for him, I think.
They are very nice knives, and Lefty's seen video evidence of them being built all the way through, and he feels confident that they're what they're supposed to be. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Where's Schneck based out of? I've heard of them before.
I'm gonna find them, and then I'm gonna go behind the scenes and do a little giveaway stuff. Let's go. How do you spell it? SCH?
I think it's SCHNECK.
Heck, nice. It looks like they're in Idaho Falls.
Well, that don't surprise me. There's a shit ton of knife makers in Idaho.
Well, that looks like a nice store. Let's see. Hold on a second. Where to find us? OEM service. They're in Idaho Falls, Idaho, United States of America. All right, guys, talk for a second while I figure out how to jack with this video so I can get it to where we can do our thing.
Yeah, I was telling John yesterday, I'm not that impressed with the new JK.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it the same? Did they make it? Is it the same size, or what size?
It's the same size. It just has contoured titanium scales now. And you can do inlays, and I have inlays, but it shows you how excited I am. I ain't even put the fucking inlays. I got the rockin' 80s carbon inlays.
So what, is there a piece that comes out of the tie? How do you put the inlays on? Are they exposed?
Yeah, if I had better lighting, you could see the line, but right through here, like you can see the line kind of right here close to the pivot. This part right through here, you have to take the scales apart, and then you can take this inlay section here out. And then the same thing. I don't like the symmetry of it because it's a small inlay on the show side and a big inlay that goes from here to here on the back side.
Do you like it without? I mean, if it was like,
I actually kind of like it better just how it is. If it was flamed or something,
yeah,
it would probably be better. It just I've got the 3.5, and it just has a lot more character to it to me than what this does.
I like the 3.5. I just wished it had a finger choil.
Well, yeah, there's no finger choil. Well, I mean, you can put your finger tip like that.
Yeah, I wanted, if it was a little bigger so I could choke up on it.
Yeah, well,
I couldn't find a comfortable position that just really kind of gelled with me for it.
But see, I don't mind holding it like this because the way it fits my hand. Now that I will give it that, even with this and the contoured handles, it does fit better or feel better because my fingers, these bumps across here fit into my fingers perfect. When I hold it like this, like I would to cut, my index finger sits here, my middle finger and ring finger, gotta hold it up. My index finger sits here, my middle finger and ring finger sit here, and then my pinky goes off the back. And so it actually basically fits my hand perfect for this type of grip. Like I would normally hold it if I was like cut. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm cutting. That's how I'm going to typically hold it. Even my knives with a finger choil, I don't choke up a lot on it some of the smaller ones I will, just because I feel like I need to have my pinky on there. I don't, psychologically, but I mean, the handle's shaped the same as the 3.5. It's just contoured in full tie now instead of.
See, that's what I don't know. That's probably why I like Strider so much. I just love that choil that I can just choke up on, and it just feels so natural.
Strider's just the regular S. Well, say you got bigger hands than I do. I'm guessing because you prefer a SMF.
Well, I
prefer the SNG.
I like an S. I'm not gonna lie. I love the SNG too, and at work, I like the SMF because it's a thicker, longer blade. And what I need it to do, like I need to get into something and pry.
Yeah,
I've just got more. There's more meat, but no, the SNG is both of them for me just fit. They feel great in the hand.
I never even hardly choke up on the SNG though, even with that, and it's got a really good finger choil, which that. I just don't use them very often. I like having them there. I like the way most of the knives that I like have a finger choil. Most of them that I prefer, whether it's a mix between part of the Para 2, it's part of the handle, part of the blade. I like that. I like somewhere to be able to put my index finger, but I rarely use it when I actually go to cut stuff with the knife.
See, and like on a Sebenza, it just feels. It just all depends on the design of the knife. Like I don't feel like I need to get up here.
And see, with the Sebenza, I try to do what you're doing, which is take my finger and roll it over.
Right back, kids.
That's what I don't like about the Sebenza is it doesn't have a finger choil. It doesn't. I feel like I need to do what you're doing right now.
Right here.
Yeah, I feel like I need to do that with a Sebenza. And there's other knives too that are similar type designs, and I feel that need to move my finger up. And I think part of that is what kind of a thumb ramp does it have?
Yeah.
What kind of thumb placement do you get where your hand is at? And like with the Strider, you got such a small waist on it that it gives me the ability to kind of pinch down with my thumb on it like that. And I don't feel the need to scoot up on it. But I think that's what it has to do with is how am I going to place my thumb. And now, like I said, with as far as ergonomics, with the J-Cape, the way the thumb ramp is done, and for me with my thumb, it just sits right there on the thumb ramp, perfect as it sits. And my finger rests right up against the back of the handle, and so it actually fits really good. But like I said, I don't feel like it's a $550 knife. And
that's what I think tomorrow. I think I'm gonna put up my last. I'm gonna try and sell my last Shirogorov because we talked about it a couple weeks ago when I was. Honestly, I think they might have I think they're kind of like CKF. I think they're having stuff done in China, and they're bringing it back home and putting it together,
finishing, basically.
And then they're selling it at outrageous price. What I would consider for a Chinese-made knife, outrageous prices.
Look, now
I don't have any proof. I just have some thoughts, and
the argument can be made as far as like the quality of this.
It's nothing about quality.
Yeah,
the quality's there.
you can't argue that the quality's not there. I mean, whether
You
it's
can't
a
argue.
Shiro or a lot of
Like
them.
for me, like you can't. I think you can't argue the quality, but you can argue the cost. I think, like, what's that knife costing them to make if they're having it produced in China and then charging thousands of dollars for it? That's my gripe. That's my worry.
And
Whereas like an American made knife, I know they have to pay their people more, so I'm willing to pay more.
the thing that gets them actually with American manufacturing is a lot of the legal, governmental regulations they have to deal with.
Yeah,
Environmental, I know for us, and I'm sure it's not much different when you're machining, steel and titanium than it is for us making it. We have air quality machines, or tester things, floating around. They come and check us about every 3 months to see, what kind of waste products we're producing, make sure we're not, doing this, we're not doing that. And, I mean,
well, I heard.
all those kind of things are really a big cost as far as us. Obviously, we, being an American steel mill, it pays more, but all the regulations and all the insurance and this, that, and the other they have to do on top of the salaries.
Well, and Medford mentioned something in one of his videos, like G10. Just the stuff that, like, to mill and to produce G10 in house was insane because it's not good to breathe, like the milling or the whatever.
No,
Like,
it'll cause that. It won't cause the actual cancer mesothelioma, but it will have a lot of the same effects and the damage to your lungs and the same thing with carbon fiber. Those parts, you start machining carbon fiber and G10, and that's some bad shit to get in your lungs. I think.
All right, this is the giveaway for the Kaiser Critical guys. I'm gonna jump in real quick and do this. Meersalt.
congratulations.
Let me write it down, buddy. Hold on a second. And then I'm going to put my email address in there. Congratulations, Meersalt. You're always here, buddy.
Yeah, that's just the last, I might be 100% off base on that, on Shiro. I've handled enough of them now, and some CKS and some Riot made knives where there's just a lot of similarities to where I'm not comfortable holding a knife at that value that I might be worried where it's actually made. Yeah. Not saying it's not a nice knife, not saying it's an exceptionally nice knife.
And well, see, I would make the argument that it's not up to snuff because another company that has a very similar system to that, what CKF does and possibly Shiro does, is Olamic cutlery.
Yeah.
They have their knives, some of the stuff done like the water jet and your basic manufacturing like that, done in Italy, and then the parts are sent over here for the finished machining and the assembly and the customization that each knife gets.
They let you know that though. They're upfront about it.
And their knives cost less.
Yeah.
And the ones that I've handled, and I've handled Shiros and Olamics, and I mean, there's not a significant difference. There's not a $300 or $400 price difference in quality. The Shiro is a little bit smoother, but I think that mostly has to do with their double row bearing. And Olamic uses a single row bearing. You know, so
Hold on.
the thing is for $50, it can get me some damn bearings, and you know, the knife be as good as any fucking knife I've ever handled.
Are you selling one, Steve?
I am.
ENG's got the question up.
I
Which one
I
do you
know.
sell?
I am contemplating it. It is my. I've had 4 Zeros, and this by far is my favorite. The Soft Overkill. It's an R.J. Martin design collab, and it's on rollerball bearings, and it is just such. Oh my God! It is such a nice knife. I mean,
I love it, buddy. Thank you, Jim.
it is one of my. Oh God, I've been going back for weeks, thinking like every weekend. I think I'm gonna list it.
Well, don't list it. Just reach out to ENG,
Ugh,
EDC, and y'all see if you can work something out. That way, you know it's in the family.
I talked myself into selling it, and then I put it in my hand, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, CPM might be a good candidate. Do you know him, CPM?
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times. I mean, this thing is, and it's not a cheap knife, and it's one of. There were 300 made. It's one of 100 in black. They did black, they did green, and I can't remember the other. They did 3 different colors of micarta, and it's.
I'm back behind the scenes playing with levers again, guys. So keep talking. I'm not ignoring y'all.
I mean, this knife, like, I don't need, like, it doesn't have a choil, but it just feels so good right here. Man.
It's a beautiful
knife. I know it's like I can list it tomorrow for $1,600 or $1,700 and it'll sell. But when it's gone, it's gone. Oh.
And you'll have instant regret.
And it killed, like, so this is a R.J. Martin design, and Riyadh just released a knife that looks very similar to this. I mean, with the same. R.J. Martin knives have a very distinct style.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the R.J. Martin knives, I won't say they look the same, but you know what I mean by they look you can tell it's R.J. Martin.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I mean, there's a lot of makers you can look at it, and they might have 10 different models, but it's like a Shiro. You can look at a Shiro and tell it's a Shiro or a Shiro clone, one of the two. You know, it's just some makers stick to the same design because it works. I mean, Strider has been making the same fucking knife for 30 years.
Yeah. And I'm not complaining. I don't need it to be on bearings. I like my Striders for the reason like Chris Reeve or.
If he tries to make another knife, you're still going to be able to look at it and tell it's a Strider.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know.
That's why when I first saw the Evo, I was like, "Is that a new Strider?" Like it's Strider-esque.
Yeah, it's Strider inspired at least. Because
all right, guys, I'm gonna do this other giveaway real quick. This one, guys, is for the Cube Royal. And let me get all the YouTube comments. We can do math. Dopey.
It seems like every time you turn around, the big time Chinese companies are making.
Congratulations, Dopey.
New versions are making their own versions of a lot of the so-called American design knives. You know, I guess that's part of the deal. They make a cheaper version with steel liners and, you know, G10 or, you know, cheaper micarta and D2 or cheaper steel and sell it for a lot lower price, but it still looks like the same knife.
I know. The sounds this thing makes.
Congrats,
Probably my
Dopey.
favorite sounding knife.
You're keeping this one, buddy.
Congrats, Dopey.
This is a
Congrats.
Colin Mason Pierre design. This is a great little knife.
You know, and I've heard, and I've actually heard someone said, like, well, production or some production Shiros might come from, like, parts come from China, but then his customs and his, which is crazy because, like, Shirogara customs go for like 10 grand. So who knows? It's just it's a
Dopey, email me there, brother. Or if you
It's a
IG me,
weird-
you can IG me and I'll send you the email address there.
you know,
Steve,
you want to know.
what I would say do with Shiro, because it's so rare,
Y'all keep
No,
talking while I go
understand.
find another knife to give away.
I would say put it in your safe, sit on it for a little while before you decide to, because this is still something fresh.
Yeah,
And it's like you said, once it's gone, it's gone. You know, yeah, you might could find another one, maybe. You don't know. You might end up having to spend a shitload more money than what you spent for that one.
yeah,
You know,
you might,
maybe
or
it's
you
in-
might be in the Hoback situation where you're begging someone to take it. I don't know. It's
The
It sucks.
desire for Shiro is so high, I doubt you'll ever run into that problem. Shiro and Hoback are on two completely different levels.
You don't think if it came out tomorrow that Shiros were made in China, people wouldn't freak the fuck out?
They would, but they get over it a lot quicker than they will with Jake Hoback. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that Shiro's on one of them levels. It's like you said, his customs are 10 grand. He's on the level of Borka,
Yeah,
you know, or some ludicrous, you know, deal like that. You know, he's batting in his own realm.
it's
you know.
killing me, man, because they brought out that Blade Show special of the F-95 Turtle.
I'm glad
Oh.
you're back, Maddie.
I was like, oh, I want one.
But I mean, cause see, I was telling John yesterday, I was thinking about putting this J cape up for sale on eBay. I'd probably sell it for $100 more than what I paid for it. Because for one, I'll actually ship the motherfucker tomorrow, where he's not shipping the rest of his knives for another week or so.
You're not talking about me, are you? I know you're
no,
not.
no, I'm talking about selling my knife. But what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it back in the box and put it up and see if I decide, you know, down the road if I still want to sell it. Because the thing with the J cape is I can always sell it. The thing with the Shiro is you can always sell it. But while the aggravation and frustration and things of that nature are fresh, is not the time that you're not making a rational decision when you're in, you know, you're making an emotional-
Right. I agree, buddy. I agree with. I think putting it back is the best thing to do.
for both. And I mean, I'm saying that not just for you. I'm saying the same thing for me with, you know, one that I just got in the mail earlier this week or the end of last week, whenever it was, you know, and that I could turn around and, you know, actually make a little money off of. But the thing is should I, you know, and
Yes.
right now I'm just kind of, I waited 8 months and, you know, kind of like let down after an 8-month wait. You know, I was like,
That may
this ain't
change,
good.
though. That
Right.
may change.
And that's the reason I'm saying that I don't need the money. You know, it'd be different if I needed the money, but I don't. You know, it's just something to go, you know. So
Hey,
I
you see what
just
ENG put up, Steve?
put it in a box and sit it to the side and wait.
Oh, I've got more into the Shiro. I love the Rosie, but I've got more into that Shiro.
But y'all at least start to negotiate.
We are. I was just trying to check prices for JK prices for Dark Gravity. on the
So
Facebook.
while these guys wheel and deal, I'm getting ready to show y'all what hashtag to put in the chat. I'm going to give away, in addition, because I gave Kyle Coonley was going to be the giveaway knife, but since he was kind, I'm giving him that knife. This is going to be the Kaiser Begleiter 2, the little mini reverse Tonto micarta N690. I think it's N690. Yeah, N690, absolute drop shut for a tiny blade. I can reverse flick it, thumb flick it. It's a good one.
But
So that's going to be our giveaway knife. And what you guys can start doing is keep talking, guys. I'm just going to get something going on in the background.
Jim Miller said, Steve, do you use a fossilized turret for a handle? Is he talking to me or someone else?
Apparently, Urban Woodsman is butt ass naked right now.
He's more naked than Shane.
Oh.
So, guys, that's what you're going to put it. Yep, there you go. Put in your B-ups, Continental US, since it's a knife. Must be 18 or have your parents' permission.
But now I would do a straight up trade of this JK for a Strider with the Tanto. But I doubt anybody's going to take me up on that.
I've got two Tantos right now. One's my work knife, and one I was going to send JuhVon because since he's never handled one.
He's handled my Strider.
Yeah, I handled your little Strider, but I hadn't handled one at Blade. Yeah, don't send me anything, Scotch, and things. I'll end up buying it from you. And Kyle Coonley, Panda is doing much better. He's been at work the last 2 days. He comes home a little beat, and he gets rest when he gets home. But he is definitely doing better. I'll let him know you asked about him.
If he sends you a Tanto Strider, then I might.
Hey, Panic, Kyle Coonley was just asking about you if you're doing better.
I'm trying to find everything's. We're trying to sell our stupid house, and everything's packed up.
But no, I'm not fixing to buy one, but that's something that's on in the back of my mind. Is I don't care what the handle scale is, whether it's a gun grip or a Lego or whatever.
Y'all get your B-ups in there.
Want an SNG with a Tanto.
Here's an SNG Tanto. Oh.
Let me make you big. Hold on.
This thing is sharp as fuck.
Well, let me do that. I gotta stop.
Yeah, every time I put it in, I'm like, never mind. It's a regrind. Someone took the Tanto. I don't know who did the regrind, but they put a swedge on here.
Dude.
And it is sharp.
I want to show y'all something. Tell me what you think about this. And I've looked at several others, and they all are like this. And I'm sending this out to Stabby Stokes this weekend to check it out. But this EMP EDC is a drop point, clip point. But if you look at where this compound grind is, if you look at where this flat intersects, or where the hollow intersects the flat, can y'all see that right there?
Yeah, the transition.
Yep. So when I was talking to John, I could sharpen it and make that totally go away, or I could keep it more Tanto. And they're all done like that. What do you think? Do you think it's just the way that the grind allowed itself?
It's where the two different grinds meet.
I got you.
But you can take that out, so it's one.
Yeah, definitely. You could easily take it out. It'd be harder to
I
keep
couldn't
it.
do it, but you could do it.
Yeah, all it is they purposefully left, because if you look how that's done, and then you look you probably can't see because my light sucks. How the J-cape transition is a lot smoother, a lot rounder right here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just an option because if you look at, I hit my camera, sorry. If you look at this Tucson, you can see where it transitions right here. It's a lot sharper, like on the EMP. It's just the difference in the trend. I'm trying to get it out of the glare. You can see it has that same sharp transition point from the hollow grind to the flat grind tip.
Where you have to sharpen those if you wanted to keep that at different angles.
Yeah, you have to be intentional. Like you sharpen the hollow grind going this way, and then you have to stop and sharpen your tip separate.
Right,
Or the
right.
tip section you have to sharpen separate to keep your transition like you want it, without smoothing it out. Because
has everybody put B up in that's going to put B up in? Let me go and see how many people we got. Let me share. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? 31. Surely there are more of y'all in here that want to win a big light or two. Be up. I'm going to give it about a few more minutes and I'm going to make her happen. Be up for DG. G-Ball's in there. How are you, brother? Be up for Nothing for Knives. Knife Nut 69. That's something kind. Appreciate you, brother. We're getting a few more people in there. Yeah, Jim, that Synergy 3 does have that same kind of little transition, doesn't it? One thing I did not see at the at Blade Show that I heard was one of the coolest things that people that saw it talked about was, you know, that that Vision R that I've got from Wii Dark Gravity that's got the SNEX lock.
Yeah.
Civivi's doing one. It's going to be out fourth quarter. Badass. And it's going to be very economical. Which I think is cool. Huh?
Civivi's confusing.
They are. I think it'll probably be in that $80 to $90 range. It'll be under $100, I think. But Civivi is confusing in their price point because Syncut had a whole nother booth where Civivi and we are always in the biggest booth, but Syncut was somewhere else.
Yeah. Well,
All right, guys, I'm getting ready to draw.
I'm not saying Wee's not putting out knives, but compared to Syncut and Civivi, what's Wee doing? You know, I'm saying comparatively.
Yeah, comparatively, except driving and funding everything else they're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Wee will put out a knife and Civivi will put out 15. You know, that's something I don't understand.
All right, guys, I'm getting ready to draw for y'all. Somebody just threw one in there. Josh Branson did. Anybody else got to be up that you want to put in there that you hadn't entered yet? Any of you asleep on the couch that want to get up and enter this giveaway for this little big light or two? Reverse Tanto. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Bees is giving away a 15 VPM2. Go Bees! Here we go. Illuminati Ninja.
Congratulations, Ninja.
Congratulations, Illuminati. Let me put it in my little dossier here. And I'm going to put the email up. And you guys, all this stuff, if you get me your addresses, should go out tomorrow, Saturday. Should go out tomorrow. So that's the Kaiser. Big Lighter 2. It's the Illuminati. Ninja. Nice, guys. I'm glad we got that done. Now we can just chill.
I did want to tell you, John, that today, and I'd have to go look to see what size they are. I found some dead stock Auburn T-shirts. I mean, they're brand new T-shirts, but they're from the early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah, the Iron Bowl shirts and Sugar Bowl shirts and stuff like that. Back when Tommy Tuberville was still the coach and they were winning some.
Oh yeah. Back when we had our when Crab Legs beat us down at the last minute in the national championship, Florida State.
But yeah, it's I found, like I said, a few dead stock shirts today from that era.
I'm stoked for you, Illuminati.
I figure I could sell them to you, cut out the middleman, not post them up on eBay.
Sharp guy, you did get second place. If you'll send me your, because you showed up twice right before that. So you send me an email to nozlive2021@gmail.com with your address, and you'll get something special too. Because you're my brother from another mother. And we just have this, the come back from Blade show. No, we're not giving away a 12V shaman because nobody gave me one. Crazy K, because I'm sure Bees is passing along, love him to death. As a matter of fact, y'all been proud I gave Bees and Mrs. Bees a big hug at Blade Show. Told him I was proud of him. But I don't watch.
Jim Miller saying he wears a double X and he wants one. Is he talking about is Jim talking about one of the shirts I found?
They're probably Bama fans. No, that's for a tooth. They're talking about tooth fairy stuff that.
Well, no, Jim said I wear a double X. I want one. A double X to me would mean he wears a double extra large.
Oh yeah.
But no, I did find Alabama shirts too. I found Auburn shirts and Alabama shirts, but the Auburn shirt, most of them were, old used shirts. But
Jim, I was Auburn class of '91, buddy. War Eagle, bro.
That were brand new.
ENG, thank you, dude.
Shirts that were brand new and just thought that was cool.
Love you, my man. Talk about generous. Ian's always been generous. Ian's hooked me up with knives, hooking me up with super chats, hooks me up with laughs. I mean, I don't think anybody, and I love all you in the community, but when Ian goes on his Karen rants, I will fucking die laughing. So y'all gonna stay up for Mass Faction later on? I definitely am, because they're gonna talk about a little. They're gonna talk about a little drama. From what I heard earlier.
What kind?
A missing person case. I'm going to leave it at that.
If they get into the drama early on, I'll listen to some of it, but I usually fall asleep listening to them.
Is Maddie still in? There's Maddie. Maddie says, look at that, I'm going to sleep. No, man, you need to get Vince on there, the private eye. I sat with Vince one night at Blade Show, and he did a bunch of deductive Vince reasoning, and just things weren't adding up. Things were not adding up. But I've gone back and watched videos, and things aren't adding up for me either. But I'm going to leave it just at that. I'm not even going to name a name, but I would think it would be interesting to see what's come out of that. There is no rumor call. I heard it earlier, though. I heard... No missing persons tonight. Hopefully Mara got it. Man, I hope Vince is okay. I wonder if that's what Grateful Panic had. I swear I think Grateful Panic had something that, I mean, he was down, shaken, sick. Ugh. Sharp guy, that's the funniest thing I've seen tonight. Dark Gravity, you missed that shenanigans, didn't you? When they were talking about, and it's evidently true, because there was a, had to get demonetized. Uh-oh.
Talking about what that's true.
No, they were,
missing?
it was a TikTok video that if you take an Oreo cookie and you put sour cream on it and you eat it, it tastes like cheesecake. So Satisfaction on said faction ordered DoorDash at about midnight, 1 o'clock my time, some Oreos that got delivered to his house. Put a big old glob of sour cream on it, which made my stomach. I mean, I was like throwing up in the back of my throat because I hate sour cream. If I don't know if it's in ranch dip and I don't see you put it in there, it's okay. But if I see sour cream like mayonnaise, I don't want anything to do with it. But he globbed that mayonnaise on that Oreo and ate it and talked about how good it was. And then a couple of other people did it and talked about how good it was. Said Stevie did it and said how good it was. And I'm just thinking, why wouldn't you just get cheesecake?
Or
if you want cheesecake, why would you put yourself through that torture?
What you can do is buy Oreo cookies, like I did this to my kids on April Fool's Day, and scrape out the filling and put toothpaste in there.
Ooh.
But the thing is, have you priced the cheesecake lately, John?
No.
They're
That's right. That's right.
Or the local grocery store, Publix, they're like $15 or $20. You can buy a pack of Oreos and a tub of sour cream for less than $5.
Any of you guys who are violently opposed to sour cream, I mean, that is right there with tequila for me before I quit drinking. But I'm interested if you guys taste that. I mean, see if it works. Everybody says it does, and I trust Maddie 100%.
I eat the fuck out of sour cream.
I will eat like ranch dip and stuff that I know it's in, but I can't. It's a childhood thing. It's something it's just bad. I would, Maddie, but I would throw up just thinking about it. I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. My brain would not be able to be tricked because I'd be so mortified that I just put sour cream in my mouth. A dollop of. I'm sure it is actually good, and I know it probably does something to make your taste buds, just kind of probably is the same profile. But for me, I would think, oh my God, I just ate a dollop of sour cream. My body would go into instant throw up now response.
It probably tastes like shit, but
those of you who ever get a chance, wherever it is, whether it's a local show like the Nashville Knife Show or Blade Show West or Texas Knife Show, I hear is getting bigger and bigger, try to go. I mean, even if you don't, because I didn't have the funds for it, so I wasn't going to buy, and I thought that was going to be really hard. I thought that was going to make it not as much fun. And dude, I had so much fun looking at every one of those tables, handling the knives that I did see, even though I wasn't going to buy one then because I was learning about stuff that I might buy now.
See, I would want to go hoping to buy, not wanting to deal with lines and just looking to talk to people. I think I would get caught up talking to people, and then all of a sudden, like, what I wanted to buy would be gone.
No, and literally the best finds, and the Shiro booth's a perfect example. You go there, there's never really a line. There's people in front of the booth, but they're taking everything down by hand. So you're looking at the knives, and the one that you want, they're going to stand and record it for you. But you don't have a line of people behind you waiting to talk to them. I mean, it's really they transact very efficiently there.
Most of them come very prepared too.
Yes.
Like whether it's Koenig or Shiro or Strider or Hinder. I mean, all of your people that sell a shit ton of knives usually come very well prepared. Now they all will do, like y'all were talking about McNeese earlier. They'll have their show specials that they only have a handful of. That like with Hinder, it's the Battlefield pickups. With McNeese this year, it was the Tantos.
Mm-hmm.
Strider may have some that are show specific. Bill Koenig will, whoever it is, they'll have their show specific that you got to get an early bird ticket and you got to be standing out there at 2:00 in the morning or camp out front so you can get in. But most of them have enough stock to sustain them for the entire show. Like if you want a Koenig and you can't get one, if a show happens close to you, like he was talking about Blade Show West or Texas or
Nashville.
Well, Koenig doesn't come to Nashville.
No, that's true. Koenig doesn't.
I'm just saying, if you go to one of those 3 shows that he goes to, you can get a Koenig at one of those shows for sure.
And this year, unlike last year, they had Koenigs. I walked by their table 3:00 one afternoon, and there were knives on the table that weren't lottery knives. So you could have walked up, Steve, not that you're looking for a Koenig, but you could have walked up at 3:00 Saturday afternoon and just bought one.
See, that's awesome for guys that's what, like, kind of gets me back to that guy that bought one with the carbon fiber handle. I think they probably would have been what, $1,000, $1,300, and he just listed it. He literally just got back and it's $2,000. But hey, he spent the money on the plane ticket.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is he probably paid over $2,000 for that night. Because a hotel in Atlanta.
Quang Thang, channel member, what's up, brother?
You're going to be paying $200 or $300 a night at least in some, flea bag hotel. That's not even a nice hotel.
True.
And then like you said, if he has to fly there, he's going to spend another few $100 in plane ticket.
Stephen Clare's got a question for you, Steve.
Hold on, let me dig it out. It's in here somewhere in a pouch because, like I said, we packed everything away. People coming to look at the house. Wait until you see my new knife and gun room, guys. It's going to be epic.
I can tell you one thing, Steve. Fuck moving.
Huh?
Fuck moving.
Oh, tell me about it. This will be the last move ever.
We were talking about that at work today. I said, well, me and the guy I work with was talking about we can't afford a new house where we live at.
Gee, boss, she comes by naturally.
But I'll die in this trailer. I ain't going nowhere.
This is one of my favorite knives.
So you are loving it?
Oh, I love it. It is. When I first wanted one, I didn't want the Damasteel blade, but he just posted one up one day. And I was like, I'll take it. And then doing more research into Damasteel, what they are. It's a base core RWL 34. And I like RWL 34. For me, it works great. Number 176. This thing is...
That action just looks like it's on a line. It just pulls it back in.
Like, if I have to, like... It carries well. It is super thin. But it's a big knife. Yeah,
it looks kind of MSI sound. It's like a 4-inch blade.
Yeah, so what will guys... I mean, here's a Strider comparison. SMF, or I think more people will know like what a large Sebenza looks like. I mean, it's
a big boy.
Yeah, I mean but it is. It's so well made, and
what's it? Who's the maker called?
Rubens Titanium Tools.
Rubens Titanium Tools.
Yeah, and I saw this knife probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, just in a Facebook group, and I was like, oh, I like that, and so I looked up his Instagram page, and it was non-existent. Like, he hadn't posted in like over a year. I'm like, oh, but I followed him, and I set up notifications, and he started making knives again. Just does them in his garage or whatever. And I missed the drop. He did like, I can't remember how many of the Damasteel blades. I want to say like
That
20.
is very thin looking
20.
for as long as it
It
is.
is, dude. This thing is just a slicing. Like, it's. Oh, I love this thing. And I missed that. I didn't get in on the drop where I think he did 20 or 25. Maybe it was 10. I don't know. But then, as he's building those, every once in a while, he'd be like, "Here's a knife available. First thing gets it." And all of a sudden, like one day, he posted one up, and I'm like, in. And I didn't hear anything, so I messaged him because I checked him. I was like, I was the first one that commented. Did I get it? He's like, it's yours, man. I'm like, awesome. He's like, do you want any? Like, I'm not a Damascus kind of guy, but he's like, do you want any anno? Because he'll do anything you want to it. And I'm like, I'll just take it plain. And yeah.
Dude, that's gorgeous.
It's an awesome. I want to pick up another one with a regular RWL, but I carry this thing. Look, I don't take it to work. I'm not prying with it. I'm not using it like I do my Striders, but I use it. I cut packages open with it, and yeah, it's
a beauty, dude.
Yeah, it's an awesome knife.
And if you guys hadn't seen on Instagram, these are dropping at 10 Pacific tomorrow. More relatives. LMAX, 20 CV, and MagnaCut.
Well, I think I will. I talked about this a while. Like, someone, like, I'm friendly with him. He's friends with Dave. And we talk every once in a while, and he keeps hinting at, like, he'll send me links to him. I'm like, that's a pretty decent price. And he wants me to, he says it without saying it, that he wants me to send this out, but I'm like, it's, this was $1,600. I'm not
Don't really want it to get it a plane ticket.
I'm not comfortable sending this out, taking the chance that it could get lost or whatever. He's like, well, I know I'll never.
Today, Dart. He's looking off the screen.
Oh no, I'm looking at what you're holding up. I knew it was coming. I saw where you posted on Instagram. I was looking at what Twang Thang wrote that he's wishing he could get it. He missed that guitar drop of the GECs.
Dude,
that was a good looking knife. Was it black handle?
It's
they did one, to be honest with you. And I normally get the notifications. I must have, with what I've been doing, with my side deal, trying to get that rolling good, I guess I just missed it. Because I normally get the notifications, and I just missed that one completely. So I don't even know what it looked like. I had to go back and dig through my emails, I guess.
Yeah, but your side gig's killing it, dude. Congratulations on that, especially having fun doing it.
Well, or for me, it's fun. I mean, some people may be like, you're working from 4 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. Yep.
But some of it's a hobby. I mean, even though it's work for some people, for you, it's not.
Well, it's
How
just,
currently non-existent, bro. And
uh,
G-Ball, I've seen the version 3s. They look awesome. I don't think I'm going to jump in because I don't see enough differences in it. Except for the colorways. And I don't need to be collecting Jaegers like Kevin. And he sold all of those now. Hey, Zach, what's going on, brother? Side gigs are fun.
they can be fun.
That's why it's a side gig. They're fun until they're not fun.
Then
Well,
you just don't do them anymore.
I'm honestly started doing it a lot to just occupy my time. I mean, we lived so long on a farm that in the evenings, a lot of times when I'd get off work, I wouldn't necessarily know what to
What's
do.
up, Brett?
And I didn't want to just sit at work, which I could do that, but I don't want to hang out at work. I want to be at home with my family. And so I started, selling shit. I had a bunch of shit for sale and just started selling it and just kept going from there.
And now you're having fun and you're knowing what to buy and what to sell and making great margins, dude.
Well, I knew what would sell before. It was just
Awesome, Jeffrey Dawson. I saw those and those hit.
it's actually just getting my wife involved made the huge difference. Once she got involved, it was off and running because it's something we do together.
Dude, that's beautiful. I think that's awesome. And you need support when you're doing something like that, especially support from somebody like that. Well, guys, I'm going to get out of here so I can go grab a Mexican pizza before we get into Maddie. We've gone a little over 3 hours. I wanted to go longer, but my stomach's growling.
Hey, no problem.
You got anything to say to any of these beautiful people, Scotch, before we go? And then I'll let Brother
Thanks
Doc
for
go.
watching.
Dude, I'm glad to see you back. I'm glad you had a good week at work. Sorry it was so hot in there.
It was hot. It was hot.
I just got back to work on Wednesday because I took a full 9 days off. So I was off. I got back from Blade Show Monday afternoon and didn't go back to work till Wednesday, which was nice. So I had an extra day to recoup. Ian G, it's great seeing you, brother. I'll pick you up a Mexican pizza, Dopey. You got anything to say?
Where are you getting from?
Taco Bell, man.
Are
They're
they good?
Best. I get them a Mexican pizza, extra meat, no beans. And I love them. I think they're great. I get 2 of those bad boys. I used to get 3 soft tacos for Ashley, but my German Shepherd, dude, she passed away while I was gone. She went to Rainbow Bridge. But, dude, she was 14 when my mom found her. My mom was taking care of her. That's the only thing that I hate, that I wasn't here. But she was asleep where she always was. She had a great life. I didn't have to put her down. She was going up and down the stairs up until the end, So, yeah, so I won't have to buy my 3 soft tacos. I'll probably buy them tonight because I'll just do it haphazardly because she used to eat those. No, Vince, Kyle, I wonder if Lacey will show up. They think Kyle is Lacey. Kyle Coonley, Killing Art Sharpening is Lacey EDC Sharpening.
Just teasing Shane.
That's part of it. I think Kyle's a deeper disturbed guy than just that. Jeffrey, it'll be good, guys. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do, like I always do, is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Don't take shit seriously. Go forward with love in your heart. And as I always ask, choose debate, not hate. Love all you guys. I love you dudes. I'm going to bounce out of here and head to Mexican Pizza Land.